Oh, it's cold over there. It's gonna be hot in here. Don't you forget, Monday to Friday, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. on GVD TV and streaming live on Facebook. Don't you miss it. Carolina. Good morning to you in Canada, in the USVI. Those of you wherever, the Netherlands, good morning to you. Antigua, Jamaica, Barbados, Martinique, bonjour, Martinique, M-A-T-N-I-K, bonjour, bonjour, Guadeloupe, bonjour, Cayenne, bonjour. A tout le monde qui a écouté Sky FM Owan. Latia, alrededor del mundo. Buenos días a todos ustedes. Estoy Norberto Williams. Y con la edición de la mañana de Keeping It Real en Sky FM 93.1, también alrededor de Santa Lucía. Muchas gracias a todos ustedes. Buenos días, Puerto Rico, y buenos días de todos nuestros amigos que están escuchando la emisión de Sky FM ahora. Bonjour, Saint-Lucie. Bonjour, tout le monde. Bonjour. And I tell you, today is, so hot already. Well, the heat started. The heat started before this morning, folks. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Bombs were dropping, but they were duds. You know what a dud is, folks? You know when your gunpowder is wet? Or when your explosive doesn't detonate, when your death cord is wet? Yeah. Or when you fail to make that final connection so that your charge would go off and then ignite the rest of the explosive. Yeah. Oh boy. Last night somebody thought they, in St. Lucia, folks, let me get to this. This kind of gotcha politics. Hi, good morning. Somebody sent me a message to say, I'm watching on. What are you watching on? You didn't finish it. Morning to those of you on the internet on facebook.com/SkyFMSLU. Oh, well, they're not there yet because we haven't put that up. Because things were a little haywire here this morning. Well, they were doing some work. I'm going to deal with that. Somebody owes me lunch. Last night late until 1 o'clock this morning, they were making some changes around there, fixing up some stuff, tidying up and everything. And somehow somebody didn't make sure that some things were connected. So good thing I'm not as dumb as I look. And I am able to get everything sorted out this morning. Well, somebody's going to have to pay for that. Somebody owes me big time. You know who you are. I know you're listening too. So anyway, so much for that. So much for that, folks. And I left the most important thing. If you just give me a second, we just go to a quick break. Well, in the meantime, those of you on radio, just hold on with the birds and the bees, and those of you on TV will just take a quick break. I'll be right back in the hot seat on GVD TV. That's right.
To be honest, I must say that this rep has truly represented her constituency. Of all the representation I've gotten in Liquid North, I must say that's the one who has really executed what she promised. Gail Rigobert promised schools for better education. She promised new roads. She promised better healthcare facilities. And under her leadership, we got the re-establishment of, like, the renovation of the health center. We also got new roads to the school where it is easier accessible in case of emergencies. We have an entrance and an exit at this time, which I find is very important. Also, the rep has a very keen interest in single parents, and as a single mother, I personally have gained from what she has done to help single parents. For example, she provided MiFi for all children who had no internet, which was very good for me because I had to be putting plan on my phone all the time because I had no internet. So my child could have done her schoolwork and make me proud and be an A+ student. I am staying with Auntie Gail.
I can't leave you stuck. Can't leave you all stuck here like that with not enough. You know, it's like getting a meal, buying a meal, a large, and you get a small. Hey, where's the rest of my chicken? Where's the rest of the fries? You know, people, St. Lucians are very serious about their food. When they buy some food at one of those chicken vans or anywhere else. Hey! Missing a piece of tomato. Hey, missing a fry. I usually get 25 fries. It's just 24 fries. That's your people, folks. That's your peoples. That's your people. Good morning to Entrepot and Richford and Oleon and Piat's Gap and Mondidon and Rose Hill. So, messieurs, last night was another example of what somebody, well, it's Buddy. Let me get out straight there and tell you, it's Buddy. Buddy was gung-ho last night. Gung-ho. I wish when you all did those things around, you all didn't move things from the regular way. People look at them. Keeping it real. Pas fait me fâcher ici à bon matin, eh? Right. When you all moving stuff, leave the monitor where it was. Don't move it a quarter inch. The eye is focused in the right direction. It's called muscle memory. Then when two at my way, you know, I gotta keep moving like that. When you do stuff overnight, when you leave, it's supposed to be ready for the next person. If you leave in your shift, just like in a restaurant or a hotel or whatever, you hand it over, even if you're not there physically, supposed to leave things in a manner so that the next person coming in can just roll. And you'll come in, you know, everything is in order after me. Okay? Oh, don't make me put you all on blast this morning. Right? Like I say, everything should be in order. You know who you are. Right. And no eating inside of here. I have to contend with the critters when I come in the morning. Anyway, moving right along. You know, what's practiced a lot in St. Lucia, especially by, you know, the 6 horsemen. That's what it's always been. The gotcha politics. You go, I got you! Yeah! On agit pour point et qu'il n'y a pas qu'à bien examiner toute information. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real. Good morning, you're on the air.
Hi, Norbert.
Morning, sir. How are you?
Hello.
Good morning, you're on the air.
Hello, Norbert.
Yes, you're on the air.
I'm just calling early to say that you should call a meeting with your men, man, and tell them not to eat in the place, leave the place in a way that when you come, you don't have this headache.
Early in the morning.
You understand?
I'm the
You have to actually call a meeting with everybody, put them to sit down and explain to them.
Yeah. So how are you this morning?
Everybody will be on the same page.
Yeah, I think they heard me. So let's move on. How are you this morning?
I'm very well, thank you. And I wanted to say, you know, that, boy, you guys are going to give the St. Lucia Labour Party people, whether the 6 horsemen or the ones joining them, some heart attack.
You mean the
donkey? Yeah,
that's the mule rider, the mule rider.
As an old Labourite, you know, I have to try to put a plea for these guys, man, you know. We want a strong election, but we don't want anybody to die of heart attack. You know, I wouldn't like that anyway, you know. But some people are so desperate, boy. Anyway, it's interesting to stand aside and watch what is going on, you know, and listen. And I watched our friend Rick last night for a little while, and there's nothing new under the sun. And what he's doing is pointing out how long ago the corruption took root, all the guys who came in with the 16-1 majority.
That's right.
All the promises they made with transparency and, oh my goodness. And St. Lucians flocked to them, Koule. The shade of skin the people love, you know, and the intellectual muscle, the gonads, everything they assumed. And boy, that was such a failure. I feel sorry for my people. They had withdrawal symptoms now for the last 10 years. Luckily, Alan Shasney came to save them. And it's like comparing, you know, two almost incomparable things when you look at the present Prime Minister and the former one, you know. People say chalk and cheese, but I think it's a greater distance, you know, between chalk and cheese. Well, we just have to continue doing what we're doing, continue to educate the people of St. Lucia.
Yeah.
But as some people have said, and as Rick pointed out last night, there are people who wanted elections the same day the last election finished because they didn't get what they wanted. But that's not how it works. And it doesn't have to work. The Constitution said nothing about calling it on the day the last Prime Minister made up his mind. The last Prime Minister cannot decide a day for elections. No day is written. You have a guideline. And I don't know why these guys continue to deceive the people. In fact, that is another reason why they must not.
But you know, caller, day before yesterday was another example, or the day before that, a few days ago. The SLP had a press conference, and the disingenuous nature that although in the House, although they themselves have admitted that the Prime Minister continues to operate within the Constitution of St. Lucia, it's on the record, they have all said it. Yet still they conveniently and deliberately continue to talk about delaying the elections.
Yeah.
And we're now into the, honestly, we're now into the 6th year of a 5-year term. That is not true. That is blatantly false.
And that is the problem, you know. You'd expect people like Hilaire,
they would know better,
who had the benefit of a little education, and that is what I always say. God has blessed them, and the first thing they should do is to try to educate the people of St. Lucia and pull them up.
Insulting because people's intelligence, misleading them.
Arthur Luis about education and money and what have you. And this is the opportunity every politician, especially people like, you know, the name you just mentioned, who have had the benefit of a little education, to try to pull up their people. My goodness, every time I hear these guys speak, man, you know, and they come with a 1-2 punch, you know, they always repeat what the other one said, as if you repeat a lie 100 times, as Hitler used to say, people will believe you. It is really, really a sad thing, and for that reason alone, people should go out and vote against them. Don't give them a chance to come in.
Yeah.
Because if you are lying to them when you have no power, you're not in government, you say you are not corrupt, much less when people start coming to you with multi-million-dollar projects, you know, what will you do? Will you speak the truth to us? The lie is the worst thing, man. My grandmother used to say, show me a lie and I'll show you a thief. And I've lived to see that is very true. Tout menteur c'est voler. Every liar will do something else to save him from the thing that he did by lying. Anyway, my brother.
Thank you very
have
much.
a good day. But
Thank
call
you.
your men together and talk to them, because that's not the first time I'm hearing you say that.
Thank you very much. Have a great day. Okay, folks. Thank you so much. Folks, I was planning on getting into it about 7:30. But I think for the early risers, and especially those who may not have access to information during the course of the day, because, you get caught up with school and whatever. And, let's be honest. Different people watch different shows, and you have your interest in what's happening in the country and whatever. And Thursdays are usually packed with all the action, All sorts of people are on. In fact, every night of the week, They're all following Keeping It Real, Shh. They all watch anyway. But last night, of course, Buddy, earlier in the day, and I got the calls, and somebody said he has a bombshell to drop. I'm like, okay, what's new? There's always a promise of a bombshell that, eventually, on further investigation, has a lot that's left out of it, and proves to be much ado about nada. Much ado about nada. So last night, Buddy was playing the crowd, playing the viewers. Yeah, he's holding on until late. Oh, it's coming, it's coming. I hope that's Leclerc, because after him, we ain't taking any calls until I get through with this, because trust me, folks, it's going to be hotty. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real. Good morning, you're on the air. Okay, no time. I ain't got time this morning. Folks, Buddy, of course, had his gotcha moment last night, or at least he thought he did. And he spoke about a cabinet conclusion for the payment of, $9-point-something million to Gold Sky. Gold Sky Investments Limited, and how in this time of COVID, how could the government be paying $9.7 million or almost $9-point-something million to a company or purchase of land? And what is this all about? And there's something nefarious going on. The usual, the drama there. Me say, suppose que travailler sur Broadway, buying a play, getting culture or something. Isa act bien, isa act. But I'll tell you, but he's playing the crowd. I'll tell you who is behind Gold Sky Investments. I'll tell you who. And this amount of money, 9.7 3 million there and 4 million for this parcel of land, 1.6 hectares by 7.8 acres, just about 8 acres, 7.87 or 7.8 or whatever. Don't make any difference anyway, it's a minute detail, minutiae. But I'll tell you who's behind it in this time. Cabinet is sitting to give the poor people the Malawi's money. 9-point-something million dollars, or how many he said? Please, a portion of somewhere around the 9-point-something million, right? Oh, I see my way there. Money document la, power. You see, when people believe that you can faire plus investigation passer l'autre moun, moun kwe yo plus bon passer yo bon. And you see, sometimes people feel they get you, and they get other people instead. They expose other people. And remember some time ago, a lot exposed the SLP again, when they brought up the whole thing of the pitons, remember? And that Dollarama guy from Canada. Just they selling the pitons betis. And when we really looked into it, the facilitators, the persons who made it happen, who allowed it to happen, was none other than Kenny Anthony and everything else under the former administration of the SLP. The documentation is there to prove that. It's a fact. Now, whether you want to say it was wrong or right or whatever is not the issue there. The fact is that the exposure by, you know, that fella exposed all of that because we saw, I presented it to you, and if you want on Tuesday next week, I will rehash the whole thing again. Because you see, again, see, that's what I say. The past is vital. And that's why they don't want you to go back in the past. They don't want you to talk about the past. That's the past, man. That's the past. That's the past. Forget about that. Because the past is 2020 vision. You see the pattern of behavior. You see the actions that were taken. You can put everything together. You can connect the dots because you are at no point in time when other actions have to take place which have not happened, which have not occurred. But when you look back, forth from whence time came with them, all of those actions, you see them going into the past. Ka alipade, uka we ling la, uka we se connexion. It's just the same thing. Expose the whole, blow up the whole Piton thing. Blow it up. Because he thought he was getting at Alan Chasney. Yeah? Thought he was getting at Alan Chasney. The same thing for other instances too. But lo and behold, Buddy, you see, I'm going to the end and I'm going to the front, the beginning of it all. Buddy, he said, yes, cabinet conclusion. And the Attorney General recused himself. That is another interesting document. Very, very interesting. Because you see the note at the bottom. Now he showed it on screen. Whoever gave it to him, however, so, okay. Showed it on screen. You know, people will jeopardize themselves, their integrity. They will jeopardize their credibility. Let me just hold back on that there. But anyway, let's move on. Buddy said that the Attorney General recused himself. Why? Well, I'll get to that. I'll get to you on that in a second. And then he mentioned Gold Sky Investments again, and why at this time is the government, oh, and he was ready to cry. His tears alone that didn't come down, the crocodile tears. That's all that didn't come down. All the poor people of St. Lucia at this time, Jasne. And the government at this time taking $9-point-something million of the people's money in COVID. Oh, we know COVID is here, don't we? Oh, wow. We know COVID is here. Well, by gee golly. And we know things are rough, don't we? Well, taking the people $9 million in COVID. Why? Government revenues are down. Ain't it? Government revenues are down because of COVID. Oh. So there is a lot of truth to what the Prime Minister is saying about revenues, because you would not be crying about COVID and taking the people's money to pay for land now if there isn't already a financial crisis to deal with because of COVID. And it's not only in St. Lucia, it's around the world. Thank you so much for concurring with what the Prime Minister has said, with what the government has said over and over, which the evidence, the facts corroborate and prove, not only in St. Lucia, everywhere else. Every single country. The 210 or how many countries there are in the world. And then he says, guess who Gold Sky Investments is? Guess who? And he didn't scroll down because he brought up the company information it could buy. Guess who? He said the sole owner or the sole shareholder or whatever he said. And he scrolled. He said, Mark Maraj! Mark Maraj! He put his name on there. He said, Mark Maraj. And you know who Mark Maraj is? You know who Mark Mirage is? He's the Prime Minister's attorney. Oh my gosh, Mark, how dare you represent the... You're marked. Mark, you are marked. Mark, you're marked. The Prime Minister's attorney. So what the hell does that mean? Well, saying it in the context, you would expect, the assumption that you would make is that there's some preferential thing at this time of COVID, that there's no money, and the PM is paying or getting some way of compensating or whatever. That's what jumped to my mind. And if you saw the comments, on Facebook at the time, that's the conclusion that a lot of people came to, because that's what they posted. Oh, you see the corruption? You say, oh my God, bon Dieu. If you saw, the bleeding hearts came out. The bleeding hearts, oh my God. That's what they were saying. Oh my gosh, Mark Barrage. Some of them were just, oh, you see the corruption. You see the corruption. They know they're going to lose. That's what they're saying. They know they're going to lose. So they're thieving, they're raiding the treasury. They're taking, they're grabbing, is grabbing now. The statements that you made then caused people to believe those things. Caused people to believe that the cabinet conclusion or parts of it that you showed were corruption at the highest level of government. In essence, that's what you were alluding to. Why at this time? And then the Attorney General recused himself. But why? Because he's the cousin to Mark Mirage. But that's not anything unusual. If your sister or your cousin or whoever, whilst you're in a meeting, not only cabinet, in whatever meeting, in whatever environment that operates properly, it's considered to be a possible conflict of interest. So you step out of the meeting until the discussion of the person who's associated or connected to you in some significant way is dealt with or is concluded. So there's nothing unusual. That happens in cabinet and other type cabinet meetings, board meetings, all the time. It happens all the time. It's standard practice. But let's go to the beginning, because say it's Mark Mirage property at this time. Why buy that property? And look at what it says. That's it. We highlighted the section in the cabinet conclusion. For future touristic purposes. Why the abode? Why the government have to buy property now? Do we need to pay for that now? Buy that $9-point-something million in the middle of COVID? Nudi nupanila, buy wed. Why does the government need to buy that now? And of course, if you don't know what's going on and you hear that, and I myself listen, just, my gosh, wow. Wow. Why would the government do that? That's the logical question. You know, things so hard, the government saying things hard. Why would they just go buy that and just leave it there for futuristic tourism purposes? For future touristic purposes, or whatever the words are, the language is. We have a call. I'll take that call. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning.
Hey, my brother. I don't know, man.
Brother in Christ. Yes.
Let the people have it, because we got to get into something hot there this morning. Because I know if we went after 7, you won't get paid. So I had to let you sneak in.
You know, sometimes they feed our emotion, not our intelligence.
Well said.
That's bad. You know, that's an insult by not feeding your intelligence, by feeding your emotion. They mix, you know, they prey on our vulnerability. That is why we have to be able to think for ourselves. so that they wouldn't be able to give us whatever they want in our mouth, put it in our mouth. Feed ourselves. And how to feed ourselves? We must be able to extract the best. When you extract the best, you dispose what you don't want. The waste.
Yeah.
There's so much waste. That is why we have to extract. When we want the juice from the cane, what we do? We extract. And the remainder, what we do with the remainder? We dispose the remainder because we don't want the remainder. That is waste. If we examine all the things that we acquire in our mind has a lot of waste in it because we don't extract. If you read a book, whatever you do read, you extract. What is the waste? You dispose it. So today, extract, and then you will dispose what is not useful. Have a great day.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you so much. Have a great day yourself. And that's the man, Mr. LeClery, with the Keeping It Real and LeClery thought of the day. Stand by, folks. Stand by. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. So all the hoopla, touristic purposes, why the government need to purchase 7.8 acres of land, 8 acres of land right now in this time for futuristic or for future touristic purposes? Do we need to get that now? We don't have money. Why are you spending that money now? Elections ka vini, you can just depose la and all the crowd, you know, the ruha. Oh, they went for it. They took the bait, the line, the sinker, tut bagay, and they reeling out like a marlin, going out there. Government exposed. Oh yes, my Richie. Yes, you catch them. Yes, oh my God, the country die pay yakai mojas and all kind of thing. But a lot of very significant details were left out of that. Because you know, when you hear things like that, you got to sit back for a second. Whoa, whoa. Don't go where your emotions take you. Go where the evidence leads you. Number one in policing, 101. Also, in law school. Forget about the emotions. That's why a lot of people say, well, the police are so emotionless, or lawyers are so this, that, or whatever. Because you cannot conduct an investigation. You cannot be objective in your investigations if you become emotionally involved. Because once you get emotionally involved, it's going to taint, you're going to be directed otherwise by your emotions and not with the evidence. So I conducted my own analysis of the paralysis, and lo and behold, let's go to the beginning of it all. Oh yes, folks, oh yes. Let's go to the beginning of it all now. Take your time, Parashmoy. Caller, I won't be taking any calls right now until I am done with this. Okay? Won't be taking any calls. You know, that is the important thing. Sakafetla. Chronological order of things is very, very important. Very important. Because it sets the record straight and helps you to understand what led to what. It's very important. Because you can't start at the beginning and then give you another piece way at the end. It's disjointed. Does not come across as cohesive, does not come across as sensible or logical. Just bear with me, folks. Bear with me. Because I got to do some things there because of the little bit of issues that we had here earlier this morning. The Facebook pages were not updated. So Just have to put some things there so everybody is happy, because people are messaging me all over the place. And I don't want anybody to be upset with me, because people, they get up early in the morning to be here. So I'd like to apologize to anybody there. But good morning to all of you on your minibuses around the island, wherever you go in. If you're coming up to Castries, or you're going down to the south, where there's so much employment now and so much going on, so much construction and everything else. I don't know if it's still on, but I heard that there was a shortage of cement. It was very difficult to find cement in St. Lucia. I wonder why that would be. Would it be because nothing's happening, or because construction is booming in St. Lucia? In the midst of COVID? Wow. What has excited, what has encouraged such confidence? Where's the confidence coming from? Could it be in what the government is doing, in the confidence that people have, that businesses have in this government's handling of the current situation? One more click, folks. One more click. There we go. I think it's on a little bit of a go slow this morning. My laptop's playing the fool. It's playing the fool. Anyway. So let's go to the beginning of it all. Folks, in 2013, the government of St. Lucia, and we know who was in office in 2013, Kenny Anthony and the SLP, of course his trusty deputy, Philip J.P. was right there in his coattails, acquired the very same property that we're talking about here, or was spoken about last night by Buddy, 7.8 acres of land in the Anse Jambette. Rhymes very well with another word that we know so well in our vernacular. Anse Jambette is where the property is located. The property, which was purchased by Gold Sky Investments, Mark Mirage, from none other than Edward Chef Harry Joseph. It's purchased by him. And the government of St. Lucia at the time, under Kenny Anthony and Philip J. Pierre, the St. Lucia Labour Party in 2013, wanted to acquire, or acquired that land on behalf of the Crown, on behalf of St. Lucia. Here's the important words: for future touristic purposes. That's what it was purchased for. For, listen well, Dolphin Cove, to allow Dolphin Cove to set up a dolphin park down there in Anse Jambette. Remember that story, folks? Remember the dolphin park in Pigeon Point was hot? Remember I had a show as well when I gave all that information? That it was under the SLP that permission was given to Dolphin Cove to have a dolphin park down there in Anse Jambette. Remember that? Well, say, mem tesala, yo te pon pou fè tout bagay la. But when they acquired the property back then, what was happening back there? Which people, which set of people, who and their friends, who and their hakalaks? I'm just asking a question, I don't know. Maybe somebody out there could tell me. Who and the hakalaks and the Freds and those who were drinking and their eyes were red used to go down there to Anse Jambette and have their highfalutin beach parties down there in Anse Jambette after it had been acquired by government. Huh? So it was the SLP government that acquired that property to facilitate Dolphin Cove setting up down there. You see how now you expose them fellas now? Because you're not doing enough background check and research to find it. So now you expose Kenny and them now, because they are the ones that acquired it. And all the shenanigans you want to claim whatever, is simply a continuation now, just like when the Black Bay lands were purchased 6 days before elections in 2016. That subsequently you came out again and said, look, the government buy the land. The government buy the land. There was an agreement, a contract signed already. Now the government had no option but to continue and complete the deal that Kenny Anthony initiated and signed for 6 days before elections in 2016. The Black Bay lands. So just like expose the Pigeon Point, not Pigeon Point, Sanadila, the Pitons. Remember that whole big brouhaha when people went there and Kapuse police and ready to fight an hour them, and my partner there, bareback, who went to school with me, Mano, getting on, and they had camera crew. They went down on a whole yacht on a catamaran, a whole excursion, the usuals. Remember that, of course. Remember you saw that video? But I have even more for you, folks. I'm not just saying that it was Kenny Anthony and the government at the time that acquired the lands of Gold Sky Investments, Mark Maraj. Went to him and said, just like government will acquire land. Remember, same fella again, buddy, was talking about the land near the roundabout at Bonte. What happened? Trying to make it seem like government acquiring 400 square feet, you know, a little piece of thing to facilitate the roundabout by the Key Largo Gap there, the aquatic center at Bonte there. So he knows that government, for whatever purposes, whatever government wants to do, that at certain times government will acquire lands. Government just comes, hey, we want to put a road there, we're taking that piece of land there, we're taking that Antichola. Government has done that under all administrations. There's nothing illegal about it. They pay you market value or whatever for the property. Right? So government acquired those lands to facilitate Dolphin Cove. But the question I have to ask now is, where was the trust then? Woo-hoo. And wasn't it the same Jimmy Fletcher who was there at the time and said nothing? Didn't oppose, and now that the SLP is out, didn't he say, oh, well, in hindsight, I don't agree with. Didn't he say that? Y'all remember? Of course y'all remember. But you know, one thing, one story when you in, another story when they out. You see why I tell y'all all the time about the past. I have to look at the past. And that is why they don't want you to go to the past. They don't want you to look in the past. That's the past, that's the past. Because the past will reveal. It will reveal. So anyway, I got more. Let me turn down the natural sounds of the birds and the bees here. Let me tell you. I have here an email. Folks, an email from Ken Bells at gmail.com to Desmond Long at msn.com. And this is all in reference to the business of the people. Subject, re-urgent Dolphin Park for canneries. Zutan Likuma. That's right. Date Wednesday, the 12th day of September 2012. Qui gouvernement qui était en pouvoir laissa? Dis-moi! And the time was 9:35 and 17 seconds in the time zone of -5. And when you look at the time zones, everything is done with reference to GMT or Greenwich or the Prime Meridian or tout kaltebaisa. Zulu. Well, not quite. And that means 5 hours less than GMT. So which would mean that it was 2:35 in the afternoon in England, in London, at Greenwich. Listen to the words from Ken Bells to Desmond Long, who was, of course, at the time, Ken Bells, is Kenny Anthony, was Prime Minister at the time, and Desmond Long was the district representative elected for ancillary canneries, more affectionately known by me from college days and everybody out there in his Calypso circles as Pep. So the email starts off, "Hi Pep, I know the Burroughs family very well, having visited the Dolphin Park in Jamaica." So you know, it's not just an innocuous or an innocent dolphin thing, you know. He saw it and he's so convinced about it. I know them very well. Not the same SLP that was bombing the Dolphin Park at Pigeon Point. That's the past, man. That's the past. Don't talk about that. That's the past. Don't talk about it. That's the past. You see what I'm talking to you about, the past? Why the past is so important in the big scheme of things? I know the Burroughs family very well, having visited their Dolphin Park in Jamaica. Indeed, prior to our 2006 defeat, we were working with them to establish a park just after Marigo. Utanlia imela a lot. Dolphin Park, just after Marigo. Mama. Wow. Personally, I welcome this investment. Tansa, I welcome. Pamembaila ID Robert Ainsworth about I welcome and support. Tansa, he's saying that to Pep. Personally, I welcome this investment, the Dolphin Park, especially as it is close to canneries. Why, I don't know. However, Cabinet cannot give advance rights to the Queen's Chain to a property that is likely to be bought. One has to be in possession of the property before the lease of the Queen's Chain can be or could be considered. Verbatim, could be considered. A possible approach is to provide evidence of an agreement for sale, and Cabinet could then, on that basis, agree that favorable consideration be given to a lease of the Queen's Chain on the purchase of the property. I hope this is helpful. Cheers, Kenny. Wow, folks. Wow. Wow. So here you see now, formulating before your very eyes and ears, well, your ears, an email from Kenny to Pep saying that, well, we can't go ahead and give Dolphin Cove any rights or any promises to the Queen's Chain because the land adjoining the Queen's Chain there at Aunt's Jamet is privately owned. So you have to ask yourself, well, so what would the government have to do to remove it from the uncertainty of a sale to an entity which is not Dolphin Cove? Ha! Government has to acquire it. That's the logical thing to do. Let's go to the next email, folks. Let's go to the next email. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Now that was dated. Okay. Let me go to the email from Pep now. Let me go to the email from Pep. Subject from Pep Desmond Long to Kenny Anthony. Subject urgent. Dolphin Park for canneries. Morning, Chief. I am writing with regards to one Neil Burroughs, a developer, who said he is acquainted with you and is now in the process of purchasing property from, I will not mention the names of these people who are not, you know, the topic of discussion at the moment. Well, this is public business. Property for Malcolm Augustine and Dr. Natasha St. Amy Augustine in the canneries area along the coast for the purpose of establishing a dolphin park in one of the small bays near Anse Jabet, in the area where Adudu has his property. Utan Likuma, Desmond Lonka Ekwi. Adudu. And he spells it A-D-O-U-D-O-U, Adudu. Mr. Burroughs currently runs Dolphin Cove in Ocho Rios, Jamaica, and a dolphin park in the Cayman Islands. The aim is to add an attraction in the Canaries area for tourists en route to Soufrière, and also to provide much needed jobs in that area. Anyway, though I have not spoken to Mr. Burroughs myself, I have been in contact with Mr. Malcolm Augustine, and he has informed me that the condition for purchase of the property is that Mr. Burroughs be given first rights to the Queen's Chain along the area where the Dolphin Park will be established. He claims that if he is given the assurance that he can have these rights, then he will proceed with the purchase of the property immediately and start the process for the development of the park. Mr. Augustine has informed me that he has mentioned the proposal to the Cabinet Secretary, to CABSEC, and is awaiting the decision. Who was CABSEC at the time? Who was the CABSEC at the time? Was that Darrell Montrop? Or was it Dalson? I don't recall. Somebody could refresh my memory there. I'll tell you what year. In 2012. Who was the Cabinet Secretary at the time? Let me read it again. Mr. Augustine has informed me that he has mentioned the proposal to the CABSEC and is awaiting the decision. What decision would you expect that to be? A decision on the acquisition of the land. Huh? By government. Let's go further. Okay. And is awaiting decision. I await your reply. Sincerely, Dr. Long. And then I have a host of other documents here. The deed of sale between Mark Mirage, where it was done between Mark Mirage was the notary royal, but it was between Edward Joseph, a businessman whose residential address is Montfortune, Castries, St. Lucia, and whose postal address is blah blah blah, who identified himself by producing his St. Lucia national identification card bearing number blah blah blah, and Gold Sky Investments, a company duly incorporated under the Companies Act, Chapter 13.01 of the Revised Laws 2001 as company number 2012/C306, blah blah blah. A lot of witness that in consideration of the sum of $100,000 paid at the execution hereof for the purchaser to the vendor, blah 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 blah. Now let me get to the, it doesn't show too much, but anyway, deed of okay, let's go to the next one. Caution. Now folks, Buddy last night showed a lot of paperwork, the land register, papier from registry te, where they show you who the owner is and if there are any cautions. For example, a caution is put on your property if you go to the bank and you use that property for security, or if there's a lien on it for any purpose, or if somebody has some action against you and they put a lien on the property. So all of that would be there, so that if you try to sell it, the new owner or the lawyer going in to verify the ownership of the land, because you should verify. A lot of people have bought land, paid people for land. Where your document? It's your responsibility to go verify that the vehicle, not the vehicle, that happens with vehicles too, that the land is real and truly owned by the person who's selling it to you. And once there's the caution on there, the registry will not complete the sale or not transfer the property, because there's a caution from the bank, and they will not do that until the bank says, okay, he's paid off his loan or he's done whatever he needs to do. We have no more interest in holding the property from sale or being transferred to any other owner. So cautions have been placed on there. And there was a whole host of problems because, for whatever reason, the property was involved in some brouhaha, being attempted to be sold or whatever to different people and whatever. So there was an issue going on there. The land register, and this document dated the 11th day, it's executed, the 11th day of October, shows that the Land Register Act, transfer of land by Edward Joseph Shefari Adudu to Gold Sky Investments. Well, you see, when you rush in, when you think that you have some people, somebody, when you. But what Buddy didn't say as well, he noted, listen well, he noted that Mark Mirage is the lawyer for Alan Chasney. And Alan Chasney, let's open it out, folks, has a number of actions against Richard Frederick. Right? It's a whole big brouhaha. We've heard about them. It's all in the public domain. But what he's also not saying is that because of statements Richard Frederick, made last year against or about Mark Mirage, that there is a lawsuit against him by Mark Mirage. He left out that convenient little piece. Well, he left out lots of details in his show last night. Right? So for the transfer of land, and it quotes on the map sheet the blocks and parcel number 0037B, parcel 96 and 95. Ila, did he show that last night? Did he show that? And the documents are there. A valuation of the property. Huh? However, what has happened is that since Kenny, Anthony and them acquired the man's land, Golden Sky, Gold Sky Investments Limited, since they acquired the land in 2013, Kenny, Anthony, Gouvernement SLP, they acquired the land for the Crown to facilitate the Dolphin Cove development for the Dolphin Park at Ans-Jambet. Même baye kalte baye yo te ka oppose ou changer comment at Cap Estate. C'est même baye la yo te fait en bala. So it's not just discussions with an investor. They acquired land to pay millions of dollars of land to facilitate the investor. You open an ant's nest there, boy, buddy. They didn't just say, okay, come, we give you permission. The government, the SLP government, under Kenny Anthony, actually acquired land in Ans-Jambet area to facilitate the development of the Dolphin Park. That's the past, man. That's the past. Don't worry about that. That's the past. Ebe mi pass la jodia. That's the past. And you raise it up last night, buddy. You raise it. And all kind of things. But the people who had the issues with the land became shareholders at $1 a share, equal holders of Gold Sky Investments. And as a result of that, the sale to Gold Sky Investments includes all of those people there, because they've settled with Mark Mirage, and whatever arrangements they will make for the transfer or whatever of ownership or whatever, that's up to them, mama mamele. But the investigation was not complete. There was too much enthusiasm for the gotcha. And the gotcha turned around and got you instead and got the SLP. That's what happened there. There's a statutory declaration by Chef Harry dated the 27th day of July 2013. My Li Bao. I, Edward Chef Harry Joseph, of Chef Harry Drive, Mount Fortune, in the Quarter of Castries, in the island of St. Lucia, do hereby sincerely declare as follows, that I am the proprietor of over 120 acres of land situate at Anse Jean-Bet Kanawi. Out of these lands, I have sold to Malcolm and Natasha Augustine, Gold Sky Properties Limited, Gold Sky Investments Limited, and I have an agreement for sale with Gold Cliff, blah, 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 for the purchase of 100 land. I have become aware of a letter allegedly written on my behalf and addressed to the Commissioner of Crown Lands. I am shocked at the contents of the letter. That letter was not signed or dictated by me, and blah, 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 blah. I have no problem with Mr. Mark Mirage or Mr. Boudou. The person... okay, all right, that's irrelevant to this. A lot by... Okay, I don't need to get into this. That will come up if it needs to come up. Okay? Settlement agreement. 31st day of January 2019, just 2 years ago, between, and these are people who had, there was dispute on with the land, Mohinder Saiwak and Gold Sky Investments. And there's an agreement. I don't need to get into all of that, but the documentation is there to show that the information which was given last night by Buddy was deficient and faulty and lacking in detail, further detail, and the conclusions that he drew from it, and the conclusions that his viewers got from it were erroneous at best. Were erroneous at best and caused the reputation of Gold Sky Investments and, of course, Mark Mirage to fall into disrepute because of those statements. To suggest or to lead people to believe that there was some nefarious act by cabinet in paying for the property, which was in essence a continuance or having to do with the action which was started by Kenny Anthony and the SLP government in 2012-2013 to facilitate the establishment of a dolphin park for Dolphin Cove in the Anse Jean-Bet area. And that is why the wording which said for futuristic or future development, touristic development, is the same on the cabinet conclusion now to pay for the property which Kenny Anthony and the SLP government back then acquired to facilitate the Dolphin Park. And the wording on the document then was for future touristic development. That is why that was for future development of the Dolphin Park. That's tourism. Say, moi, libau, let la pep ekwiek, let la Kenny ekwi. So everything else, as if it's something like the government cabinet and the prime minister is trying to facilitate or to just buy off land from his lawyer, is absolutely misleading. It had nothing to do with anybody trying to do any favor or to buy any land from Mark Mirage or Gold Sky Investment Limited. It was a continuation of a land acquisition by the Kenny Anthony administration. That's what's going on there. And I ain't saying anymore. I'm opening up the line to your calls now. Anything further will be dealt with accordingly. And maybe Tuesday night I will deal with it, but I'm sure you will hear much more about it, folks. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Yeah, morning, Robert.
Morning.
Boy, see you go down there with some real facts there, the truth.
No else. Mickey Mouse business there this morning. Oh, a big ant can of worms.
Robert,
was opened.
What is happening there with Buddy? Buddy will lie and say more lies and bring things, you know, to convince the Labour Party that, well, he's the one, you know, that could make them win the election.
Well, I don't know
but
about
the
that.
truth to the matter is, there's a Carter song. I mean, that is cheap politics. They're not going to get points for that, okay? And that is Makume kind of politics.
And caller, before you go ahead, I got confirmation that the CABSEC at the time
yeah.
who was being referred to in that email from Desmond Long was Darrell Montrop. Okay?
Yeah.
Darrell Montrop was the cabinet secretary.
I mean, we all are big men, sir. We have to be real, keeping it real. Them makume politics, I ain't for that, man. I mean, you cannot come and lie to the nation, sir. If you want to be in office and lie to the nation, man, where we going with that? What we teaching our
So you see, caller, how Buddy has exposed even more the Dolphin Pack and how far the SLP administration with Kenny Anthony, Philip JP, I don't know if Philip JP is going to say, I don't know.
Exactly.
But it shows how far they went and were willing to go and very likely to continue going to facilitate the Dolphin Pack. It wasn't just an agreement. They actually acquired land to the tune of millions of dollars to facilitate the establishment of a Dolphin Pack at Anjabet in Canaries area there. Where you come?
Yeah, and you know what really is Degas, sir? If one man, the man wants to target, you know. Because I heard you talk about Mark Marad, the Prime Minister's attorney. I mean, come on, man. That man, I mean, for a lawyer in his caliber, he knows
what caliber
right.
is that?
And you come in and you lying, that, sir? That is Makume vibes there, Degas, sir. I can take on that, man.
I don't know.
You know?
Well,
My
time
God,
will reveal, caller. Time will reveal.
The man keep lying.
Caller, I got a lot of calls lined up, so we'll have to talk about that.
Bless her.
Thank you very much. Well, phone the number lines is lighting up. Whoa, it's lighting up, folks. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Morning, Norbert.
Good morning.
How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great.
I want you to bear with me this time.
Yeah, I went to bed very late last night.
Do you remember
Mm-hmm.
a few months ago, and I'm not going to call nobody. I know Richard Frederick is listening to this show, and I know his people are listening to this show.
Mm-hmm.
And this is Nancy Charles. So when they're ready to take Sky FM and UWP Media to court, they can put my name on it as well. Right? You remember a couple of months ago when the same Richard Frederick came out on his show and to show documents, because it's convenient for him, he showed pieces and parts of documents.
Yep.
To say that the Prime Minister had acquired his father's land in Rodney Bay. Do you remember that? All right? And that was the big story, that the Prime Minister is a conflict, it's illegal.
Oh, yes. At the roundabout, the same roundabout I was talking about.
And then I went on to show St. Lucia that there were 11 persons
Other
that
lots.
the government had acquired land from along that highway.
Yeah.
11.
Yeah.
And out of the 11, out of the company that Michael Chastney owned was one of those, and he was the one that they had acquired the least amount of land
The least.
for.
But he chose to focus on that one.
That's not all. When we did the calculation,
Yes, 40,000.
when we did the calculation, it amounted to $5,013.
Yeah.
So Alan Shastek, I found a ball.
To 5,000.
Who buy Popeye
5,000.
and give me millions of dollars to that.
Exactly.
And that was the story. But it came out in, oh my God, oh, these people are corrupt and whatever. Never gives the whole truth. He's a liar. He lies and he doesn't know any better. Your previous caller said, big man like that, that's all he knows how to do, is to lie. So, let me ask you a question, Robert.
Yeah.
If Dolphin Co. at the time, because it's Kenny Anthony now, at the time, wanted to build a Dolphin Park in St. Lucia, why could Dolphin Co. not purchase the land from the owners themselves? People's land on behalf of Dolphin.
Caller, let me give you the bell on that day. Let me give you the bell on that. Acquiring it by the crown to facilitate a foreigner.
A foreign company.
Why
couldn't the foreign company
buy it? They don't have money?
Owners of the land and say we want to build a Dolphin Park, etc.
But hold on. The foreign company come in here to invest. They don't have money to spend? They don't have their own money?
Apparently.
Pamembaila, you take idea about Cabot?
May I ask you a comment?
Mais c'est unless c'est pas un loan yo pour gouvernement acheté, gouvernement croyait terre.
Because vous savez, les gens commencent à mentir. Your life must catch up with you, you know. The accusations that you make, etc., it must catch up. So now when why did government have to acquire somebody's private property to facilitate a foreign investment? And now government has to pay $9 million in these people's property. So put the Dolphin company that okay, all right. If you guys any much document for this, say this, that, and the other, but I think you've dealt with that sufficiently. But I just wanted to ask that one question. That's just the beginning.
Oh, it just come say. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes.
Moi vle Richard Frederick, il savent ça hier, moi savais tout ça.
Il pas vrai. Oui.
Il mentit. And he has all the documents. Mais n'a un request par les government. Moi hope il y a assez loyal skills. Il y a document ka mouche moun qui acquire ça yon nadi. Moi hope là il commence à stand about qui let qui acquire cette côté. Take away from you. That's all I'm saying for now.
Thank you very much, caller.
Right.
Thank you for keeping it real. Utan Likuma. The same people who were making noise about Cabot. Oh, Cabot investor have to come. An investor should come with their money. Theo King Panla, Theo King is a leech. He should come with his own money to buy the land and do this, that, and everything. Mais les autres en gouvernement, Dolphin Cove want to come and put in a Dolphin Park, Bon and Jambet, and you decide as government to acquire a private property because, according to the emails, you didn't want to give a lease of the Queen's Chain when the property adjoining the Queen's Chain was owned by a private entity. So what did you do? To facilitate Dolphin Cove, you all went and acquired the land, which was to the tune of millions of dollars, qui gouvernement sa à présent ni pour payer since 2013. So tell me, folks, if government acquire your land in 2013, it had 2021, with l'année passée, ou pas expect, ou pas vle la hon, ou pas porter gouvernement l'audience, ou pas dire ou vle la hon. So the government did not go out and say, hey, Mark Maraj or Gold Sky Investment, we're going to pay, we're going to buy your land. The government was obligated to pay it because it was entered into by Kenny Anthony and the SLP government in 2013. 456-0931. We have a WhatsApp from the UK. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Norbert.
Morning, sir.
How are you?
I'm fired up.
Norbert, I'm taking a different angle on that thing.
Go right ahead.
You remember just last week, Richard Frederick said that without him there is no SLP.
No. At the pan fall in town. No Fred, no Richard, no SLP. Can you believe that?
Exactly. Who in the SLP is more opposed to Richard Frederick being part of the SLP?
Would it be the person who said stay in your section?
Exactly. Now, this is something being played out in the public because the information that he gave this morning, that is basic. Anybody with any ounce of gray matter within the ears could do the research and see who bought the lands and when. So this is just an exposure of that person. This is something being played out in public. And he knows that you would come out and you would expose and you would dissect the whole thing. That is what is happening. It is an exposure of Kenny Anthony by Richard Frederick. That's all to it.
Is the intention of that to weaken him or to I don't know.
There you go. That is the game being played out there. Because you see, these fellas, they are fighting among themselves.
They're eating each other.
Even when Philip J. Pierre makes a comment about those white boys and this and that, he's not referring solely to Alan Chastney. He's talking about Kenny Anthony as well. Kenny Anthony is after Philip Pierre. Richard Frederick is after Kenny Anthony. And it's all being played out in public.
And Ernest Hille is after who? Or where in the wings? Okay, Anali. Let's go.
Well,
Keep going. One cabal.
That is always happening there. But let us just sit back and see how it all pans out.
Get your popcorn.
Forrest.
Get your popcorn. It's going to get interesting.
Okay.
Thank you very much, caller. Thanks for keeping it real. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Yes, I just want to say, it's little wonder why the opposition want elections.
Call elections now.
Exactly. You understand? Because if there's more to come, you can well understand.
Hey, caller.
That's what I wanted to say.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you. Thanks for keeping it real. 456-093 on. There's a flurry of messages on WhatsApp. Good morning, Norbert. So Philip Pierre has found a little muscle to issue Sky FM a caution. Unfortunately for him, Sky FM is not under his control. But if Pierre is really the leader of the SLP, what should be under his control is Doctors Anthony and Hilaire, and he should try asking them, if he can dare to, an explanation on Grindberg, Rochamel, Jufali, and the Range Rover fiasco, unless he is prepared to inherit those taints. But the real caution from Mr. Pierre, if he has the guts, should be to the organizer of Sunday's pantomime for shrewdly hijacking the SLP selection process and bringing it into public disrepute, and for blatant disrespect to he, Pierre, and the SLP. Philip Pierre should remember, unless pressures are fuzzing his mind, that he has put forward the SLP for governance of St. Lucia, and so it is expected that the party would at least be serious, organized, ready, and with a strong and structured hierarchy. But Sunday's actions have exposed the weak, disorganized, and sorry state of the SLP, a party apparently now up for grabs. Wow. But most interesting was the presence of Dr. Ernest Hille, notwithstanding his apparently confused expression behind a wimpy comment made that was literally forced out from him. So was Dr. Hille's role in that pantomime, considering its apparent loose makeup, official or unofficial? Was he representing himself or the SLP, or giving support to the organizer? Those questions are relevant and important warnings, since Dr. Hille is one of 3 high-ranking SLP members. He's also the chairman of the Values and Principles Committee. Those questions are relevant and important warnings, since Dr. Hille is one of 3 high-ranking SLP members in the backdrop of already suspect party leadership and division. There is no doubt, irrespective of any denial, that the SLP is a party wounded and limping. That is definitely not an option to chance St. Lucia's future with. To complicate further, the SLP's unpreparedness and unstable composition, with more bad news of its newest intruder, makes them an unacceptable option, particularly in the throes of the still global pandemic. The glaring dangers of 1979 facing us, we just cannot allow to happen again. We have come too far. Oi, 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 oi. Adam's not born to, eh? Let's get this next one. I don't know what that means. Good morning, Norbert. Labor going mad. I'm sorry for them. Next one. We have a call. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, Norbert.
Morning, sir. How are you?
I'm okay.
Talk to me.
It's hard to laugh a bit because, you know, in life, like, you need certain people. We need people like you, and we need people like Richard Frederick. So you can get exposed the way that they get exposed this morning. So keep up the good work, and I would like Richard Frederick to keep up his good work too.
Thank you very much, caller.
Yeah.
Thank you for keeping it real. 456-0931, and you can call via WhatsApp. The number on WhatsApp is 485-0931. 485-0931. Okay. Okay. Where's that there? Let's get some messages there and see if we can. There we go. That's gone over there. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Morning, Nobot.
Morning, sir. How are you?
Nobot. Moi, je suis coq savant dans le gouvernement l'Amérique, l'audience pour visa. Est-ce qu'il y a une visa ça?
Ma quoi ça, hein?
Nobot.
Moi là, parlez. You gotta listen to the phone. Turn down your TV.
Est-ce qu'il y a une visa ça?
Ma quoi ça? More than ça.
En l'autre de ça là, qui t'a fait? Qui décision qui te baille?
Ma savant ou ça m'a dit?
Qui décision qui te baille en l'audience là?
Nothing. Pas Henry Vier.
So pas ça c'est monsieur jeune visa à vie.
Il pas Henry. Il pas Henry t'es sous l'Amérique.
Mais quel est comme ça va dans Venezuela dit mon à votre visa ça et qui ça qui décision qui fait qui te prend pour l'audience là?
Ma savant.
Parce qu'il mené le gouvernement là avec l'audience.
Oui.
Pour visa.
Oui. Rien pas fait, pas un Olivier. Good job. Thank you, caller. Thank you for keeping it real. 456-0931. Give me a call, folks. It's getting hot in here. It is hot. Good morning, you on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, Nobot.
Morning, sir. How are you?
I'm there, buddy.
Talk to me.
Touching the nail, Nobot. Touching the head of the nail. There's more to come, Nobot. There's more to come. Prepare yourself for that, bud. Prepare yourself for that. Tell the last caller, America is not St. Lucia. Richard don't have no say to call to win any government in America to court. You have no say.
Well, you have no right to go in any man's country, you know, unless you're a citizen, you know. There's no way anybody can tell you that you must let a particular American or French person into St. Lucia if the government of St. Lucia decides you are persona non grata, you know. You can't change that, you know. You ever heard of the name David England, caller?
Yes.
David England.
Yeah.
The couple and his wife that were at the center of the whole passport scandal involving Ormond Rees and the time when St. Lucians were supposedly going to Libya to train in terrorism and all kind of things. These people had their citizenship revoked and declared persona non grata. You peux jamais vivre Saint Lucie. And nobody, if the government does not want, can go to court to make these people come back to St. Lucia. So see l'Amérique deal. That is why, caller, you apply for a visa.
Yeah.
And if they tell you, you ain't get a visa, you can take that to court. You can take it to court if you want. You can, like Mario Cuomo said in New York, you can indict a ham sandwich. It don't mean anything gonna happen.
It's the same thing, but like if you file for somebody, like you have your children, you file, and afterwards, before they get that okay, you pass away. America could stop that file.
Yeah. Well, you understand it there, folks? You understand what's going on there? That the bomb that burst last night, it ain't burst where it burst. That was an Airbus. And that Airbus, it burst over the SLP. That's where that bomb burst. Thank you very much, caller.
Yes.
Thank you for keeping it real. 456. Okay, oops. We have a call here. Okay, let's take this one. From New York. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, Norbert.
Morning, sir.
My name is Linus.
Okay,
yes,
you're on the air.
On by Dr. Yes. I just want to say Richard is a necessary evil for the Labour Party. So I think the role he's playing there will help bring down the Labour Party when UWP doesn't have enough ammunition. Richard will do he'll be the one to put the final nail in the coffin. Have a blessed day, Norbert.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you for keeping it real. Have a great day. Thank you. We have another call. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, Professor Norbert.
Morning, sir.
Yes, the reason why I call you Professor Norbert, it reminds me of Money Heist. Professor would know whatever the enemy would have come out with. Enough of that now. For Mr. Body, the reason why you say you're calling him Buddy, but I call him Nobody. You is underestimating him. He's a very smart guy. If you look at his pattern, his friends, that was his friends, is turned against him because of the person he is. If he can destroy his friends, don't think he cannot destroy his enemy. And coming to the enemy, if you realize Sunday what he said, no Richard Frederick, no SLP. The biggest threat in the SLP is Kenny. Remember the back and forth he and Kenny had? Kenny is the man behind the SLP. If Kenny don't want Buddy in the SLP, he is a threat. The letter that he put out there, he knew he would destroy Kenny. That's what he's trying. Don't underestimate Buddy, in case I said Nobody. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you for keeping it real. Of course, all of this that was put out in public last night has caused the populace, the people of St. Lucia, the voters, to run wild with speculation. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, how are you? Talk to me. Well, not too many calls get in there, you know, caller. Oui. Well, you know, caller, you know, that's the thing, you know. Thank you very much. You know, that's the thing. I try not to get into personal stuff. But that was a very public play out. And it was spoken about and made into a very public thing and made into a political thing. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Norbert, good morning.
Good morning.
Norbert, I am smiling in a way. You remember 2 days ago I called you and I told you that Richard is going in bed with Kenny in order to run the politics or get what he wants basically. And you can see it's being unfolded then. Right? I think I'm most likely the youngest caller listening to your program, and I have predicted this is the reason why he is inviting himself, regardless they ask him to stay away and not join their party.
Caller, you sound very intelligent. In fact, every time you call, your contributions are on point and logical. Do you remember that book or that story at school, primary school I think it was, or even maybe secondary school, the wooden horse of Troy? The Trojan horse? You know what a Trojan horse is? You give a gift, you come bearing arms, ALMS, before people say I talk about guns. Gifts. And when you bring the gifts in, the people think it's a wooden horse, but inside the wooden horse is the enemy's soldiers that when you get inside and it's nighttime and they sleep in, you attack from inside.
That's right.
Trojan horse.
That's exactly what I predicted, because I called and I said, so this man, don't think he is stupid. He is not. He knows exactly what he is doing. This is not a normal man walking the street like you and I. This man is of different, I don't want to say, oh my God. He knows what he is doing. We are not sleeping, we are listening. But at the end of the day, that we have a clear idea as to where he's going with all of what he's doing. And he has more to say about this same Dr. Kenny Anthony that he called liar. And I would believe he called him a liar because he has evidence and proof of all what he has.
He called him a liar, a pathological liar.
Exactly.
That's what he said.
So all the evidence that he have of why he is a liar, he puts it out piece by piece. And let's wait.
You think he's doing that in smart? You think so?
No, that is
because
really
he knows that the slightest investigation will uncover certain things.
I suspect he and maybe out of the 6, he must be targeted. Like maybe he and 3 others are working hand in hand, and Kenny and Philip JP on her side. That man has a business into the St. Lucia Labour Party. He has an agenda, and he's going for it.
By show, Missy. Wow.
Inviting himself into the People's Party to do the destruction within there, and then to see how he could then take charge of the St. Lucia Labour Party. But Richard Frederick tell him, so many young United Workers Party supporters are ready to give them kicks left, right, and center to vote them out. So they'll be in opposition. They will not be in government. We are ready to vote, Norbert. We're not stupid anymore. You cannot tell me. The man tell you stay in your section and you inviting yourself. You going live. How much people see you passing all kind of nonsense. That is deliberate. Definitely is deliberate.
And you have Ernest Hillel looking like a lost sheep.
Don't worry. They
In
all
all of
have
that.
to be lost at the end.
Well, you know, somebody sent me a message yesterday and said they all have a common enemy. That there's a problem with Richard Frederick and Kenny Anthony. There's a problem with because it's strange.
He will expose it. Every time he exposes something, we will let Solution know he exposed another one.
Caller,
because he have a lot more to expose.
You asked me about remembering what you said 2 days ago. I'm going to ask you the same thing. What did I respond to you, or at least yesterday and the day before when you called? Time will reveal.
Yeah, wait for it.
Time will reveal.
Exactly. Let him go. Continue. I wish him all the best.
Carry along
I think
smartly.
they should allow him to become a legitimate member of the St. Lucia Labour Party. And then you're going to see more destruction.
Thank you very much, caller.
All right.
Thank you very much. Thanks for keeping it real. Have a great day. 4560931. Monsieur, it hotty? It hot. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, Mr. Noble.
Morning, sir. Talk to me.
Yes, our first talk, I want to big up Club Fire Friday today.
Oh, today's Friday. That's right.
Lava. Yeah, and further, I want to big up everybody in Lavery who is seeing what is going on, who is feeling what is going on as well. And they know the change is coming. So big up everybody in Lavery, all the young persons listening, all the older folks listening, Car Rouge, everybody. It's a cane, everybody by the beach, on the beach side, the fishermen. So I want to big up everybody, and let's keep on working and come along, join us along, come along. You all seen the work that we're doing. We have been putting down some good work. Now the next step is to put the plans together now. We have it already.
Oh, thank you very much for calling. Thank you for keeping it real. Okay. Well, whoever's calling there, I can't take this call. You know, somebody sent me a message and said, "Morning, Norbert. Remember that Henry Giraudy advised at the time of the England saga," and that's David England, the same passport scandal that occurred back in the late 70s, early 80s, somewhere around there. Late 70s, that's right, 79, 78, 79. That whole, folks, a lot of things was going on, a lot of things. And then in 82, I think it happened 82 because when they were going to Libya, it was either 82 or 83, somewhere around there. Folks, 79, 82 is going to come back. It's going, a lot of things are coming back now. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Yeah. Norbert, good morning. How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing good, thank you.
So, Norbert, the way I see that thing, it's like, well, it's best to just leave the re-elections for the, up to the last moment, because, I mean, everything is coming out to fruition.
According to somebody earlier, maybe that's why people are rushing there. Call the elections go because they don't want things to come out. They don't want the past to surface.
Yeah, because I see things surfacing there like hell. So, the next 90 days, they should leave it up to the last date. So
but caller, you sound like somebody, I mean, just by calling Keeping It Real, it sounds to me, it seems to me that you're somebody who pays at least a little bit of attention to what's going on.
Not a little bit, a whole bit.
Okay. You remember all the brouhaha about the Dolphin pack at Pigeon Point?
Yeah.
And that it was just an agreement, no big deal to have when they agreed to a Dolphin pack in Anjambet.
Yeah.
So now you remember all the talk about Cabot and that an investor is coming to St. Lucia and don't have money and want to get a loan from the NIC and all of that. You remember Alva Baptiste and others referring to T.O. King as a leech.
Yes.
That he don't have his own money and he's coming to St. Lucia and wants that to be given to him. And here you have it now exposed.
Yes.
That the SLP acquired land to the tune of millions of dollars, which this government has to pay now, to facilitate a foreigner coming into St. Lucia to establish nothing other than a Dolphin pack.
And it would appear that there's more behind scenes. You understand?
So the hypocrisy about Dolphin pack, about Dolphins extud bagay, and the hypocrisy about investors and talking about foreigners, who spend the people's money that this government now has to pay to the tune of $9-point-something million to facilitate a foreign investor.
But how can the people want to call elections so fast when they are not even organized yet? Because you have a lot of complications there with seats of different people, and then they won the election. So that in itself too, that would make you believe that there's a reason for that. Now look at the thing. The thing is actually unfolding itself without people even being knowledgeable of what's going on, and the thing is actually coming out by itself, And then you find now look at that. When you have persons, I often wanted to think, well, how would these two individuals make it? Because I know that the understanding has varied over the years, And then to see now that all of these things are surfacing. Now look at that. Even the last slogan, all right, with this the pans and the stuff. Look at what has actually came out of the whole thing. Yeah, these are critical things, my brother. Have a nice day, my brother.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you. Have a great day. Oh, today is going to be very interesting. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real. Good morning. Morning.
Afternoon to me. I'm calling you all the way from London.
Yes.
Yeah?
Good morning, London. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Absolutely, yeah. Anyway, bro.
Yeah.
I wonder if I'm a supporter of EWP. I wonder, is Philip J. Pierre working along with Alan Shastner? Because when you have to think of it, look at his election candidate list. Talking of he wants election work. Uba mi says about four. Yeah. Uba mi says about four.
Caller.
He has no class, he has no charisma, he has no drive, he has no plan, he has no nothing. And I don't know if you've been watching me on Facebook. My slogan is, if the Labour Party cannot, the St. Lucia Labour Party cannot convince you, they will confuse you. And that is what's been going on and on and on. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you for keeping it real. Have a great day over there in the UK. Thank you. Bye-bye. I hope the people who pretend they don't hear what's happening or pretend that it's only certain sides that they have to cover stories about will take this now that the SLP government under Kenny Anthony and Philip J. Pierre, the deputy essential, acquired land to facilitate a foreigner in Anjamet for a Dolphin park. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Yeah, Mr. Norbert.
Morning,
Good
sir.
morning. I'm just calling to put a record straight.
Yeah.
I tired of hearing people saying that when they call Spider, he don't return the call. I have been working with Spider for a while, and every time he comes from the house, he picks up his phone, and he recall everybody. Some don't even answer back. But all of them saying that they're calling him. Spider has been doing that every time he leaves the house. Take his phone, and I'm returning a call. I'm returning a call. And nobody answers sometimes. But they blame him for not answering his phone and not seeing him and all this nonsense. The man is a working man. And he's working for the country and his constituency.
Okay. Thank you very much, caller. Thanks for keeping it real. Okay, you heard it there for yourself, folks. Somebody says, good morning, Norbert, you need to have a press conference. Let's see if the 6 angry horsemen are going to call a press conference today. Somebody hung up there. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, Norbert. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Topic is out this morning, yeah?
Hey, the hottie?
Always hotty, hotty.
Whoa, caller, your
Norbert.
thing is killing me there. Whoa, I have a lot of noise on your end there. Yeah, go ahead.
Really?
Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Try calling back. Try calling back. Try calling back. Try calling direct. Whoa, whoa, whoa. See? Ow. 4560931, folks. And somebody says. Okay, let's get some messages going there. Wow. Buddy is deliberate. He is trapping the SLP so that they would have no choice than to pull him in to defend them. Later, Buddy isn't as dumb as he looks. Okay, let's go to this message. Good morning, Norbert. Richard is cunning, not smart. Please describe him properly. Next message. Good morning, Mr. Norbert. God will deal with Richard Frederick for dividing the country for all of his lies and... Okay, that's another... Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, Norbert.
Morning, sir. How are you?
You know, Tomical Ali, last night on his show, tried and blamed the Flambeau government for that situation in
Anjambet?
Anjambet.
You kidding me?
Yeah.
Tomical Ali still around? He has a show?
Well, it's St. Lucian Tomical Ali. Because he's a man of instruction. Yeah. And I don't know, the other thing is at St. Jude's, I saw a video where a guy, but how security, if indeed
that's something you have to ask them.
Can allow somebody to go and video inside the place when you're supposed to be securing the place, you know?
That's not the first time
Imagine
people have gone in there. Laps.
Anyway, have a nice day.
Thank you very much, caller. Thanks for keeping it real. You're very right, caller. You're very right. Lax. If somebody's child or something wanders in there and gets injured, the whole liability issue. I'm just keeping it real. Good morning, Mr. Williams. Richard came out with an accusation against Mr. Guy. Folks, I can't make out what you're saying there. Good morning, you on the air. Let's keep it real.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning, sir.
It's the first time I'm calling your show. I've always been following on.
Oh, great job. Thank you so much for calling.
But let me tell you something. Something I've observed. I want to use an analogy on what I heard from Richard Frederick.
Well, caller, we have to be very careful about hearsay. Hello?
I don't realize I'm breaking down. But they have a mother with two sons, all right, two sons, and one of the sons has a girlfriend. And he's spending all his mother's wealth.
That's an analogy, eh? That's a story.
A story.
A parable, if you will.
Giving everything to that one. But the other one wants a chance.
Yeah.
And then he's going to tell her, listen, I'm going to give you monies into your hands. Pardon?
Go ahead, caller. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's going to give money into your hands. But he doesn't want to buy things, so he purchases for you. So I heard Richard Frederick saying, Maman il est bon, les nous gagnons. Pas expect much parce que la pas ni l'argent. Can you believe that? Les nous gagnons, pas expect much from Labour Party parce que la pas ni l'argent. Why do you want a chance when you can do nothing? When you know there is no money, you're saying there's no money. Why?
Uh-oh. Okay, we lost that one. 4560931. Let's get to some more messages. Good morning, Mr. Norbert. The SLP is digging their own grave. Every time they open their mouth, the hole gets wider and wider and deeper. But they refuse to accept defeat. It's a shame. Okay. Good morning from Sugar City. May God bless you always as you bring the truth to light. Wings level now, soldier. That's what they said there. Good morning, you on the air. Let's keep it real.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello?
Morning, you on the air. Let's keep it real.
It's me again, Norbert.
Yes, okay, that's better.
I was saying that a forward tongue, a forward mouth and a lying tongue. That is Richard Frederick. And God hates that. And today he's using the forward tongue and the lying mouth. The lying tongue and the forward mouth. And he's exposing his own people that he wants to endorse him. So that is a whole halikase that is going on there. And I am praying to God that the people of St. Lucia, those that are watching him, are seeing directly through him. Richard Frederick, we are unto you. We know what you're doing. Okay? And you're not going to bring down our country with your deceiveness.
Deceit.
You are a scumbag.
Hey,
we
hey,
know
hey,
you
caller,
and your
caller, careful there with that word. We don't use that
yes,
word around.
I take it back. We know what you are up to. And we are seeing through you. And we're not going to tolerate that in St. Lucia. You're going to bring down our country. We're not ready for that. We are not ready for that. And hence the reason the other side you want to go on, they cannot endorse you. They're afraid of you. So if they're afraid of you, who are we St. Lucians for us not to be afraid of you? Have a good morning, Norbert.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you for keeping it real. 456-0931. We have a flurry of messages there. Okay, we have a call via WhatsApp. Good morning, you on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, Mr. Williams.
Morning, sir. How are you?
You know, yesterday I'm doing great. I was also following that show yesterday. And what was amazed was the comments. And it shows very well that most of the hacks that is well known on Facebook is part of the No Richard, No SLP. So, I think I say because Pony Julian Charles still can asu TV can fight to justly.
En Castries Central. Qui ça qu'a fait là? Merci.
Oui. So ça qu'a montré that
Pierre pas savent ça, il qu'a fait, il pas savent.
Ah, still by say nom ça.
Hope.
Oui, so ça means Pierre le puis nom ça still hopeful. Et puis manière Richard qu'a parlé, il s'en a parlé à parler derrière. So you can espérer pour qu'on élection en couiller. That là you can point Frederick because you power hungry et puis you feel in the plus best chance là pour you. So you pas assez problem pas commencer à partir avant l'élection. C'est ça you can fait. But I tell them it could be one day before when they endorse that. It could be 21 days. Ça va ni assez power pour qu'on stand ça where that Philippe Pierre pas nom là hier. Because based on what they said again, I heard Julian said that as far as he's aware that Richard is not a member of the LP. And Philippe Pierre made it very clear on Blaze that one has to be a member of the party in order to go through the selection.
Process,
so why are they cut with respect to power?
There's a lot of pretend. You know, when you pretend as a child, you pretend you're an animal, or you pretend you're a plane, or you pretend you're a car or something. It seems like there's a lot of pretending going on, you know.
A lot of them, yes.
Self-delusion.
I'm watching to see what's going on.
Thank you very much, Father.
Indeed.
Thank you for keeping it
every
real.
day.
Thank you very much. That's right.
Every day.
Thank you. 456-0931. 456. Let's get to this message here. Good morning, Norbert. I can bet you once SLP announces RF as a candidate, the election result shall be 17-0 in favor of the UWP. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Hi, good morning, Norbert.
Morning, how are you?
That man they call Coxonville. He have a PhD in lying. Okay?
Mm.
A PhD in lying he have.
I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah.
Time will reveal. Today has just begun.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
Okay?
That man forever lying. Forever lying. And he's going to pay for his lies. And all people in Central Castries know that man is a liar.
Okay, thank you very much, caller. Thank you for keeping it real. Those are your thoughts. 456-0931. Next message. The Grosley bus drivers. Buses were moved in the mud in the gardens to concrete pavement. I haven't heard one bus driver say thanks for the government's action. Good morning, you on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good. Talk to me.
Very nice to hear you this morning talking.
Well, we talk every morning.
But I wish this morning you would talk about the Messiah. Because it seems that we wake up every morning and it's politics we talk. Like it's politics doing food on our table. But it's wise to speak about the Messiah, you know. St. Lucian to engage in politics and they don't talk about the Messiah. But we need to speak about the Messiah because the very breath we have this morning to speak about politics, he's the one that give it to us. But we're not thanking him. We're on Richard Frederick, we're on Philip J. Pierre, we're on Charles Day, we're on everybody. But the Messiah is the one for us to praise. We're not praising them, but we praise the politicians. That's my take this morning.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you for keeping it real. 456-0931. It's hotty, and it's going to get hotter, folks. It's going to get hotter. I have a message here. First time messaging you, first time texting, that's what it says. A lot more to come, UWP all the way. I'm one of the silent, unattached supporters and campaigners. This time around, more vocal and daring than I ever thought I would ever be. Such is the cause, and I realize many UWP supporters silenters are quite vocal. Could the SLP fans... I'm taking too much time to figure that out. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Hi, good morning, Norbert.
Morning, sir. How are you?
What's up?
Well, the sky.
The sky always up.
The story is up.
Norbert.
Yes.
What Richard Frederick revealed last night, that is not true. Hello?
Yeah.
Norbert.
Yes.
I'm asking you, what about what Richard revealed last night?
Did you watch the show?
I did. That's why I'm asking.
Okay, did you hear what I said this morning? Did you listen to everything? Caller?
Norbert.
Did you listen to everything I said?
Hello?
Did you listen to everything that I said?
Norbert.
Okay, you joker. I know who you are. You're just calling to waste time. Let people who want to make a reasonable contribution call in. Next message. Norbert, you call that backfire. The SLP will not send anybody up for Central. Richard will go independent if he wins. If he wins, the seat he will come across. Okay. Good morning, you on the air. Let's keep it real.
Hi, good morning, Norbert.
Morning, sir. How are you?
How are you doing this morning?
Yes.
Boy, not so good, not so good. I didn't watch Richard's program, so I'm not really making a contribution concerning what he said or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'd like to just say something to Richard Frederick. I knew Richard Frederick coming to the cathedral, especially during Lent, and smiling and shaking people's hand and all that thing.
How long ago was that?
And I like to, not too long ago, Richard, not too long ago.
My name is Norbert Gasser. My name is Norbert.
Right. Okay, so I do not know what happened in the last 5-6 years that has turned Richard on the path that he is. But I like to appeal to Richard. Richard, you used to be a man going to church and believing in God. Up to now, you keep saying, who Jah bless, no man curse. But remember, who Jah bless, Jah can curse too. You are going down a path, Richard, and it's not a good path. You are going down a path away from God. And I do not know what's going on with you, but the path you are on now is taking you away from God. I want you to reconsider the things that you are doing right now. Give up that vendetta you have against Alan. Let God deal with Alan if Alan has done you a wrong. Okay? And I think you should try to get back onto that path of God that you used to be on. Because right now, I don't see you on that path. I'm concerned, honestly, because I know Richard was a man. I think his generosity, sometimes people is overwhelmed by it. It's good that he can share his wealth, but I do not know if his intentions are good or not. You know, because sometimes you could just be trying to buy people. But I know Richard has done well for a lot of people, and you can't take that away from him. So I don't know. I just like to appeal to Richard to consider what he's doing, because he's going down a path. I mean, there are so many lawsuits now against Richard. Richard, you can end up penniless if you do not watch what you're doing. And I think you can do better. And I'd just like to appeal to you, Richard, to turn away from the path that you are on right now. And that I just want to leave that one day. Now, boy, Norbert, I do not know, boy. It appears to me like the SLP has literally given up on that election, you know, and just
pushing out nonsense. They're
just putting up a front as if, you know, they're in the election. But I think they have realized, you know, that things are not really looking good for them, because I mean, there's no cohesion, there's no coherence between the members. It seems that everybody is doing their own thing here, their own thing there. And I mean, when you look at the current leader of the party, I mean, I do not know whether Philippe is coming or going. I mean, Philippe is not standing for anything.
Nada.
When you tell me you have a man of questionable character right now, because he's before the court for something. So he's of questionable character, and he is the chairman of what is supposed to be rules and what did you say it was for Mr. Hill?
Values and Principles Committee.
Values and principles. I mean, when you have a man of questionable character leading your Values and Principles Committee, what are you doing? You have a man on the ballot who has gone into a church and has done things, and you have him on your ballot still.
Caller, let me tell you something. Let me jump in there. You see the convenience of people to want to use the Bible, because if you remember when that Joachim Henry church invasion incident occurred, immediately all of them quoting scripture and using scripture as a shield to cover up or to defend criminal behavior.
Well, I would not have a problem if they defended the guy but condemned the action. You know, the action has not been condemned. You could have come on the radio as the leader of the party and said, boy, we really sympathize with Joachim, because, you know, his son just died and he could be under immense pressure. But we condemn the action. I mean, we cannot accept a man going into the church. I mean, you just came and you lambast Guy as if Guy was the one who went into the church and attacked Joachim. The spokesperson Monday.
This is incredible.
She just threw Guy under the. I mean, you would have thought it was a Guy
who did the invasion. That's right. That's right.
I mean, it was so ridiculous. I could not understand what's going on.
You think really and truly anybody is fooled by that? Everybody, their supporters and all, know that all that is happening there is circling the wagons. That's all.
Yeah, but believe it or not, no, but there are people who believe that, you know. There are some of the die-hard supporters who Google everything that comes out of the mouth of these guys.
I look for the good in man, and I am putting it to you. I am telling you, I believe that they know that a pathway, but just to skip the party line. That's all. But they're saying,
yeah, let's hope for the best.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's keep on throwing, peddling let's just hope some mud could stick on the wall somehow. Boy, no, but I really hope that, you know, these guys could come to a realization that, you know, that they are not fit for governance right now. Accept the fact and just stop the foolishness they're doing, because they're bringing down the country in the process. The country is developing a bad name internationally, and I think we need to look at these kind of things. Anyway, you know, I'm so depressed by this whole situation going on there. I just lost all the things that I wanted to discuss.
Thank you very much, caller.
We really need to change. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for keeping it real. Have a great day. 456-0931. 456-0931. Lines are lighting up. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, Norbert.
Morning.
Norbert, I only have one thing to say on this Richard Frederick issue.
Yeah.
For some reason, there seems to be this reluctance, or is it some kind of fear for people to speak out against this man? And I think I know why it is. And that is because some people may not know who he is, but I think everyone knows what he is. That's all I have to say.
Well said, caller. Thank you very much. Thank you for keeping it real. Norbert, you call that backfire. Norbert, the SLP will not send anybody up for Central. Good morning, Mr. Williams. I don't understand what that means, they call her. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real. Good morning. You need to listen to the phone and turn off your TV or device. Good morning. You're on the air. Okay, you ain't ready yet. 4560931. Good morning, Mr. Norbert. How are you? I will continue to talk about the so-called media, how biased they are. The Robert Ainsworth letter never made it to news on HTS, but Pajoa letter did. They pick and choose. They pick and choose. The method is like the journalist. Here is like supermarkets. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, Norbert.
Morning, how are you, sir?
Norbert, boy, it seems that you know, I know you, and you know what I know, and you know what I don't know. It seems that thing is starting to spoil up again.
Yep.
No, but I remember, I don't know if it was on Timmy Show or whether it was Rick Show. A question was asked about Richard Frederick.
Of whom? To whom?
Kenny Anthony.
Okay.
To Kenny Anthony.
Yeah.
And his answer was, in the interest of national security, there is information you have as a prime minister
that you
have to go to your grave with. You have to go to your grave with. That was his response. And what I am seeing is playing out now in the SLP is that there are two factions.
Or more.
Is that there are factions. One is for against. And now, but you notice the silence of Stanley Felix?
Oh, deafening silence.
Deafening silence. I suspect he himself is playing his cards close to his chest.
Yeah. It seems like everybody in there playing cards, boy. The question is what game, which card game they playing? The question, caller, is which card game they're playing. Yeah.
Which card game they playing? Peter Pack.
Well, I'm not a card
so
player
everybody
myself,
holding back.
So.
Everybody holding back a card for the last card.
Yeah. Okay.
That is what is going on. But
thank you very much,
caller. Him, let them have him.
Yeah. Have a great day. Yeah. Thank you very much. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Hello.
Good morning, you're on the air.
Michelle Labour Party all the way.
Okay, good. All the way down the tubes, caller. You have the nerve to call in and say that now with what has just been exposed? I mean, you know, that's the delusional sense of some of these people. That's denial, and that's not a river in Africa. That's the sense of denial that some of these people are. Like they drink the Kool-Aid, like Jim Jones, like David Koresh, like these people on these Mormon farms where they have 12 women per man in a commune of how many women blocked up and brainwashed. That's how you come across as ignorant and silly. In the light of all of this there, that's what you call in to say? Goodness, man. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Hello?
Good morning, you're on the air. You need to turn down your TV or your radio. You need to turn down your device, please.
Yeah, I just turned on the radio.
Okay.
You heard me?
Yes, talk to me now.
All right. I like the way you coming across this morning, but I feel the Bible was
you need to speak into the mouthpiece, caller. I'm not hearing you. What?
Are you hearing me now?
Yes.
Yes, I'm saying I like the theme of your vibes. It's called Keep It Real last night. Yeah, but I really want to hear you guys go down and really speak about certain matters. This morning I heard a caller of yours talk about the Grindberg and all of those issues. I would like, I don't know if you can bring it out to the public about the real issue and the truth about the Grindberg situation.
All right, I can do that again.
So we could, clear it up and probably get up some more support.
Okay,
because there are issues that are not being dealt with in the society. It's just surface. Just like what you saying there, what Richard did last night. So this morning now, you bring it out, and it's more than the surface. So I would like to see if you could check out some of those other burning issues and bring them up forward and let us really hear what is going on.
Okay. Thank you very much, caller. Thank you for keeping it real. 456-0931. 456-0931. We have another caller. Good morning. You're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, there is a caller who told you that what it is that Richard Frederick said that was wrong, right?
Go ahead.
But I'm happy. Hello?
Go ahead, caller. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm happy to let him know that I, as the UWP, was happy to have opened my door for his parents. Thank you, Lord, sir.
Okay, thank you. I don't know what that means. Good morning. You're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Yes. In all fairness to the Grocery Association, when someone sent a message saying that they never sent a thing, they did. The president.
Okay, hold on, caller. What are you referring to? What are you referring to?
Yeah, you read a message earlier on.
Which one?
Saying someone said that the buses used to park in the mud by the gardens, and now there's concrete, and no one said nothing.
Right.
But I did see the PRO on a news clip. And come and thank the government and Sarah Flood for this initiative.
Okay, thank you very much. When did he do that?
And the sometime last month.
Okay. All right, great. Thank you very much for clearing
exactly
that up.
when, by sometime last month.
Thank you. Thanks for keeping
And
it
the
real.
other thing is, the SLP is working out on the GG when he enter in the house anytime. Why they never walk out when Richard entered the stage on market step?
Caller. You're doing it. You're doing it this morning. Thank you very much, caller.
Thank you.
Thanks for keeping it real. Morning, you on the air. Let's keep it real.
Nobby, what's up, my buddy?
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. This guy doesn't sleep. He sleeps well. Get a life. Get a life. My goodness. You're a miserable individual. You haven't brushed your teeth yet? I mean, come on, man. Go brush your teeth. Then we could talk. I mean, all the way over here, through the headphones and the mic. Come on, man. It's not kosher. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real. Okay, you ain't ready yet. There are people who call in, man. Don't listen to yourself. You've got to listen to the phone. 456-0931. A pile of messages here. Let's get to the next one all the way from Martinique. Uncle Chas and Auntie Gail, I need a shirt and a mask over here. Oh, St. Martin. Okay. You have another call? Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Yeah, no, man. Don't be afraid of me, man.
I ain't afraid of you, man. You're just wasting
concerned.
people's time, man. It's early morning, man. You ain't brush your teeth. That's not brushed good enough yet. We have another call. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real. Good morning, you're on the air. You still, same caller. Listen to the phone. I don't need to hear you on the TV. Zot pa akopan pièce. Las pale by zot. Zot ka koute talk show. Whole lot a la vie zot. Do not listen to the phone. Do not listen to the TV or the radio. You gotta listen to the phone because there's a delay. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real. No, but let Richard go central, independent. He will lose, and he knows. I'm not trying to figure what that means. Morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real. Si ou pa ni rien pou fè, las fè bêtise ko. Okay, we have a message here, which is a voice note, which I cannot pay attention to. And Norbert, is the SLP a deck of cards? Let's see who is the maverick. Okay. Oh, I got through. Okay. Oh my gosh. Good morning, you on the air. Let's keep it real. La Marco encore. Kakouye la rien pour faire. Pas ni a fait. Un jour qu'aujourd'hui à l'applique à tomber. Ou quoi si vous tenez un coucou lux, un bien choucou lux. Pour faire un bail si vous tenez un la vie. Ou te kay la kakouye moun pas di rien les phone là. A waste of credit. But of course you didn't pay for it because you're in a room, a little dark, dirty, smelly room, with a few other moun ka pete an la wan di dan la, ka kouye tout talk show, ka try interrupt moun, le yo ka pale, by Saint-Lucien intéressé Adam. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real. Good morning, you're on the air.
Morning.
Yes? Caller, you have to turn off your radio or your TV or anything else that you're listening to. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Let them say what they in the SLP know, but don't worry about them. We win the election already. I'm ready to celebrate.
No, we ain't win yet, caller. You have to go out and vote.
Yeah, I'm telling the people out there, don't say we win already. Go out and cast their votes.
Yes.
The UW people will go out and cast your votes, people. We will win that election, and I want us to win. I'm ready to celebrate. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you. Have a great day. 4560931. Don't forget, at 9 o'clock this morning, coming up, the man Champagne with Champagne in the morning in 20 minutes. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Yes, morning.
Morning, sir. How are you doing?
I would like you to take down that number for...
Caller, I can't do that. You'll have to call when Champagne is on air, okay? Thank you very much. This is not a personal kind of show. You have to do that with him. I don't get involved in that sort of thing at all. If you have personal stuff to deal with, you call him directly or you call him. Okay? Is this a show that's going on? I don't have time for that. Sorry. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, Mr. Will.
Morning. How are you?
Oh, I'm good.
Talk to me.
I want to commend you on the great job you guys are doing.
Thank you very much.
Sky FM, educating the nation, okay? And also, I want to say to the lady, stop doing what you're doing. You guys already lost the election. You have no plan, okay? Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thank you very much, caller. Thanks for keeping it real. 4560931. There were a few messages left. We have another caller. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Yes, no, but
morning.
Let me tell you, what I want you to talk about is the Taiwanese.
Caller, you had a discussion this morning.
What's that?
Were you listening to the show this morning?
No, what?
Okay, we're not talking about Taiwanese. We're talking about serious issues here. Adamun MFSA. You had to want to come with something from left field. Just go Shazi. Try interrupt the flow. You know where the conversation is going. You know what's being discussed. It's like you in a party and you have a nice slow tune, or you have a nice kadas playing like a book vin like a lot quality tune. Ka just wap change mood la. Try by moon stroke. I have a message here. The SLPs are afraid of Richard's actions. He cannot be trusted. All he is used for is to do damage control. Both Richard Kenny are membet, mempuel. Really? If you put them in a cage, what do you think going to happen? Good morning, Professor Norbert. There is that young lady who calls your show every day. Very smart and intelligent. I wish that you would invite her to the show so she could make some young people like her understand what is going on in this country. Very smart and intelligent person. I second that. Good morning, Mr. Williams. Great job as usual on the news. I think it was last night this independent senator, or former Mr. Jamari, I guess Shamari you're trying to say there, is dissecting a letter folks, if you're writing an extensive thing, I think you should read it before you send it, because I can't try and proofread what you send in there. I don't have the time to do that. Mr. Williams, my advice to the SLP is to pay Richard off and keep him out. Okay, that's a different perspective. Good morning, Nobby from St. Martin. I love you so much, but you have me laughing this morning. Send him and brush his teeth again. I won't say what else you said. Mr. Norbert. Okay, we'll take this call. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real. Okay, that one dropped there. Mr. Norbert, some history. Lancico brought an illiteracy program to Marsha. Many people learned to read and write, including my mom. As Pierre came in, programs like these were removed. This is one of the reasons Marsha has become so backwards. Okay. Somebody shedding some light here. Okay, we have a message because I'm going to take that call because this message is very long. Good morning, you're on the, you got to turn down your TV or radio or computer.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Williams.
Morning, sir.
This lady from Bagatelle, I always think that she should be taking the place of Dr. Secret on afternoons along with a gentleman from
Why you think that?
Because
why doesn't she just come on her own?
Yeah, that I would like to see because she makes much more sense than this guy having
Why you say that? The multitude of fans don't think so. But if you want to make a suggestion that she gets on air, that's great. But don't come and talk nonsense that doesn't make any sense. It is absolute nonsense because Dr. Secret is one of the most popular shows in the land today. Okay? Especially in that time slot. So, you know, one of the things, folks, especially if you have an idea about something, you're not management. Though if you want to call somebody privately and make a suggestion, that's fine. But don't try to call on air and demean people because that's what it is. And I don't support that kind of thing at all. If you want to talk facts, if you want to talk about somebody's ability and you think that they should, be given an opportunity to discuss the issues with people, that's all well and good. But don't try and put people down, okay? Right. Good morning, Norbert. Great show as usual. I just want to say how upset I am with the SLP. Norbert, I saw Richard Frederick demonstrating with them so-called SLP supporters. I just don't understand why these people are so blind. Are these people not reading or listening to what's happening in the country? Are these so-called supporters for real? Are these people not paying attention to what's happening? What are these people supporting Richard or the future of the children or grandchildren? It's very upsetting to me. I'm sorry to say I don't listen to him or any other talk show apart from Sky FM. The reason is that they are the only, Sky FM is the only station that educates the people with the truth and what's happening in the political arena. A few more points I want to emphasize on. One, the aggressiveness, untruthfulness, and arrogant behavioral approach. Okay, I think you're being a little redundant there. Try, folks, when you all type in them long messages, try paragraphing a little bit. The whole kind of run-on thing they're trying to follow on a small screen is like a real issue. But you know what, folks? I have a little request there. Well, not a request. A little thing I will play for you because here it is. I think what was exemplified last night shows they're not worthy of your vote. Vote them to stay out. Progress for St. Lucia. Not a damn seat for them. What was exposed last night, folks? What was exposed last night by that cabinet conclusion and what Richard Frederick was trying to push actually exposed the SLP and the hypocrisy and the low-down dirty tricks, calling the nerve, the gall to call T.O. King and investors leeches, Alva Baptiste, and to do that in our House of Parliament. complaining that Cabot should have its own money to invest and should not come to take a loan from the NIC, which was an investment because the NIC made profit and is allowed and permitted under the law in St. Lucia to do such for the contributors to the NIC. That's how the NIC makes money. Clearly, as I read it to you before, to say that they should, as an investor, and to refer to Cabot as a foreigner FFF, that investors should come with their own money, and lo and behold, exposed there last night in the investigations of the cabinet approving the payment for 7.8 acres of land in Anse-Jambet, land that was acquired not by this government, but by the Kenny Anthony and Philip J. Pierre SLP administration in 2013. Land that was acquired to facilitate an investor to build a Dolphin Cove, a Dolphin Park in Anse-Jambet. But you're talking about investors, leeches. You have no shame. No shame. And you know what? I'm going to read the letters, two of them again. One from Desmond Long, Pep, and the other one from Kenny Anthony to Pep. From Pep to Kenny, Kenny to Pep. Let me read it for you all. You know, that's the hypocrisy and the bluff from these guys. And when you get them, you have to expose them for all they're worth. Nothing. The same guys who were disputing and arguing and want to march and make noise and jackag on my beach and everything else at Pigeon Point. Hell-bound, hell-bent on opposing Dolphin Park at Pigeon Point. And although it came out that they approved it, you didn't get the full story, but the full story came out that the SLP said in a letter from Kenny to Pep that there would be problems because the investor would not want to come because the Queen's chain was adjoined by property that was private and could be sold. So they would want to have control of all of that. So what happened? Instead of asking the investor to purchase the land so that they could get the Queen's chain for their use, Kenny Anthony and the SLP government chose to acquire the land. But when government acquires land, the government pays for it. 7.8 acres of land to facilitate a foreigner, pas foreigners or kapali about, Dolphin Cove. Let me read you the letters, the emails. Let me read you the emails. Huh? Let me read it. Let me get it there. Let me get it there for you. Kote. Oh, here we go. All right, looking at the wrong thing here. Let me go all the way over here. Okay, here we go. Let's go to the letter that's dated later. It's 2012. And this is September 9th, 2012. This is September the 12th, 2012. Let's get to that email. Next one here. Okay, good. Good. Now this is from Desmond Long on Sunday, September the 9th, 2012, to Kenny Anthony. Urgent. Subject, urgent. Dolphin Park for canneries. And this is how he addresses Kenny. Morning, Chief. I am writing with regards to one Neil Burrows, a developer who said he is acquainted with you and is now in the process of purchasing property from Malcolm Augustine and Dr. Natasha St. Amy Augustine in the Canneries area along the coast for the purpose of establishing a dolphin park in one of the small bays near Anse-Jambet, in the area where Adudu has his property. Mr. Burrows currently runs Dolphin Cove in Ocho Rios, Jamaica, and a dolphin park in the Cayman Islands. The aim is to add an attraction in the Canaries area for tourists en route to Soufrière and also to provide much needed jobs in the area. Anyway, though I have not spoken to Mr. Burrows myself, I have been in contact with Malcolm Augustine, and he has informed me that the condition for purchase of the property is that Mr. Burrows be given first rights to the Queen's Chain along the area where the Dolphin Park will be established. He claims that if he is given the assurance that he can have these rights, then he will proceed with the purchase of the property immediately and start the process for the development of the park. Mr. Augustine, now that's not Oswald, eh? Mr. Augustine has informed me that he has mentioned the proposal to the that's the Cabinet Secretary, and is awaiting the decision. And the Cabinet Secretary at the time was Darrell Montrop. Continuing with the letter. Okay. Yeah, I await your reply. Sincerely, Dr. Long, and that's Pep. The following day, at 9:37, Pep sent that letter at 8:33 a.m. on the Sunday. On the following day, no, it's September the 9th, Kenny responded on Wednesday, September the 12th. Listen to this. He said, "Hi, Pep. I know the Burrows family very well, having visited their Dolphin Park in Jamaica. Indeed, prior to our 2006 defeat, we were working with him to establish a park just after Marigot. Woohoo! This has been going on for a while. So he's talking about prior to our defeat in 2006. So this Dolphin Park thing for Kenny and the SLP has been a while. Me se mem se buksa ka kadjo leka juke against Dolphin Park at Pigeon Point. Before 2006 defeat, and then again in 2012, they back on it again. Wow. Wow, according to Champagne. Personally, I welcome this investment, especially as it is close to Canaries. However, Cabinet cannot give advance rights to the Queen's Chain, écoutez bien, to a property that is likely to be bought. Okay? Cabinet cannot give advance rights to the Queen's Chain, which adjoins a property that is likely to be bought. One has to be in possession of the property before the lease of the Queen's Chain could be considered. Because of course there will be a problem. Access to kalti bagay. Because it's more beneficial. Isn't that the same situation with Marjorie and the Cabot lands? Right there. Interesting. Interesting. Huh? That when you gave the lease to Marjorie on a one-year basis, that you didn't consider that because she didn't own the land behind, that there would be a problem. But here now, say, member Gaila. But you want to make it seem, you see what I'm telling you folks? You see what's coming out? You want to make it seem that moving Marjorie away or Marjorie being there, the investor is causing problems. When here you're saying that for the investor, the land with the Queen's Chain, there must be no possibility for dispute. Because obviously if you have the Queen's Chain, you expect to control the land, or if you have the land, you want to have use of the Queen's Chain. But you all didn't consider that with the Raffles land, but you see again, it was private land. Why you didn't acquire the property then? Because no investor came around then. So where were the local investors for you to consider that? The same principle. The same principle. And what if the people are not trying to move Marjorie because they don't like Marjorie or they don't like locals? It's because it's logical that if you have land adjoining the Queen's Chain, that you would have use of the Queen's Chain. It makes your land sensible to purchase. We say, mem principle la yoka pale about la. Let me read it again. Kenny Anthony is saying, one has to be in possession of the property, that's the property adjoining the Queen's Chain, before the lease of the Queen's Chain could be considered. A possible approach, listen to this, a possible approach is to provide evidence of an agreement for sale, and Cabinet could then, on that basis, agree that favorable consideration be given to a lease of the Queen's Chain on the purchase of the property. Isn't that what Cabot is trying to do? Get access to the Queen's Chain because the land behind it was sold to them? The same problem that Kenny Anthony is trying to avoid there at Hans Jumbet? Huh? Isn't that the case? Where? And what did the SLP administration do to facilitate the access to that Queen's Chain? And to facilitate the investor to come in St. Lucia? That one wasn't a leech, but you all wanted to spend millions of dollars to acquire, not a government project, you know, to acquire land for future touristic purposes. But the future touristic purposes was to facilitate Dolphin Cove, a foreign investment. But you're talking about foreign investors should come with their money and T.O.R. King is a leech. Uwe membaila? Uwe membaila na dio? Boy. Ah.
Them ONR jump and whine, making a big show, as they had the crowd behind everywhere they go. So they thought that...
Well, I have a little bit of a long message here, so let me read it. That's a viewer of the show and listener to the show for quite a while. Here's their message. Good morning, Norbert. All Richard Frederick has been doing over the past 5 years with his television show is waging a personal war, a personal vendetta, mainly against one man, Alan Chasney, in the public domain. His every action is motivated by his deep-seated hatred, which he has been propagating every Thursday night on national TV, going to great lengths to impugn and assassinate the character and image of Alan Chasney, simply because this egotistical alpha male who behaves like a spoiled brat, whose wings have been clipped and was not able to get his way under the current political leader of the United Workers' Party, has chosen to drag everyone into his quest for vengeance. Having burnt his cake with the UWP, he has spent the last 4 years trying to woo and convince the same SLP that caused his visa to be revoked and to accept him into their ranks and select him as their candidate for Central Castries. However, there is the Kenny Anthony factor, who stands I'm trying to figure that out. Who stands in his way, given all that he has gone on, that all that has gone on between those two who know each other very well. This all shows that Richard has no principles and stands for nothing but his big ego. He even goes as far as getting classified information from, or private information from private companies or from government officials through unofficial channels and questionable means. Yet still he accuses almost everyone in the UWP, of which he was a former member, as being corrupt. This is unscrupulous and downright dangerous. I hope the voters of Central Castries reject him at the polls like the US, where he is now persona non grata. Well. Okay. We'll take one more call on the landline. 456-0931. We'll take one last caller, folks. 456-0931. We have a messenger in the meanwhile. Good morning, Norbert. Love your show. The Labour Party will take St. Lucia somewhere in reverse, for sure. These people have a serious problem. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Yes, Mr. Norbert.
Morning, sir.
Boy, I plan not to call this one, honestly.
Yeah.
Because the reason why I do so, I change my mind and I call, is all because I cannot understand where a man know you have a set of followers because they have nowhere to go. They're looking because, they're searching because the other side have nothing to give to them. For heaven's sake, you don't drag them into the mud like that.
Yep.
Because they're human. We all want to hear, because if I'm not supporting UWP, I want to hear something. I want to hear what UWP is doing wrong. And if you're going to produce us wrong things about UWP, please come out. Say the truth to us. Let us know what you say, if it is the truth or not. All the guys, he's not a stupid man because he knows he has those followers. He knows those followers will listen. This morning, some of them already running all about, well, if you didn't have a dick last night and everything, so. And now people tell them, go and listen to both eyes. I just met a few guys. The man tell them, go and listen to both eyes. Look both eyes. Look, I say, you mean to tell me the man is blind? The man said, no, I just want you to listen to what's going on. I mean, he is a character that, he is like a movie star. He can play a game, but this is real stuff. This is not a movie thing that we're into. You see, it's the future of this country. Right? You already hold the guy's party hostage because they already say no Frederick, no labor, or something. You don't do that. You're only one man. At least you come up with the truth. You tell us. We all want to know whether we are UWP or SLP or independent or undecided voters. We all want to hear the truth. Which party that? But you don't come and put bold-faced lies. And I cannot even say lies because he didn't come up with everything. He just put out the figures and you only crying about the time of COVID, making people believe that. But tell us how that figure get there.
But caller, the thing is that you will make that statement. You will, what's the word I want to use? You will accuse cabinet of corrupt dealings when all that they were doing, and then bring into disrepute the name of an individual and the name of a company. Bring them into disrepute when all cabinet was doing now, 8 years after Kenny Anthony and the SLP administration then acquired property in the same area which was owned by the individual and the company mentioned there to facilitate a foreign investor. However, you want to make it seem that it is this government for some nefarious reason, and then indicating that the individual involved is the lawyer of the Prime Minister to suggest what? When all of this has tied the government hands because the SLP government with Kenny Anthony and Philip J. Pierre acquired his property which had to be paid for.
But let me say something to you. Everybody's supposed to know government. The word government, it doesn't see whether it's UWP or SLP that gets inside of the way they're not saying, or they will say the SLP government or UWP government. But at the end of the day, the foreign investor who's taking the government to court doesn't take whether it's SLP.
That is why, caller. That is why. That's right. That is why.
Same way with Greenberg, right?
That's right.
What had happened there?
That's right.
But which government that in the court is Greenberg right now? Is that government that's in power?
That's right.
So what I am saying, whether the SLP had done something when they was in government, right now there, if the time comes to pay the man, the government that's
St. Lucia. St. Lucia.
Have to pay.
Yes.
So please, you explain that to the people. Let us know why it is happening or how it started, and we take it from there.
So caller, when you sabotage your own country, when you create all problems for investors, when you say you're going to write or you write to investors and tell them not to invest in your own country, you inherit or you put down the road what the next government will have to deal with. And when you acquire people's lands, this is what this government had to deal with to pay for the actions of the SLP. But they talk about transparency and accountability.
Now, one more thing I have to say before I go.
Yeah.
Acquiring people land and try to take people land away from them. Right? But he knows quite a lot about it. He knows quite a lot about it. And I remember what nearly happened to some families in Brazil. But that's for another show.
Thank you very much, caller.
Provide you some things on that.
Okay, please do. Thank you very much, caller. Thank you for keeping it real. Folks, I'm sure you will hear lots more about this today in trying to sink the cabinet of St. Lucia. Government. In trying to sully the name of an individual, because that's what you did. Because when you looked at the comments under that live there, people came to the very clear conclusion that there was corruption in that payment by the government. But in truth and in fact, it was land acquisition initiated by the SLP. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
But good morning, and good morning to all St. Lucians.
Morning, sir.
My brother, thanks for the education and letting us know what was done wrongfully under the Labour Party. And that is why they keep call election, because they know the longer we stay there is the longer we get to find out the dirtiness that they were doing. And people that are coming to represent the Labour Party, they never come with the truth. They're always twisting and turning things around. But one of the things that I will say, to all those that writing comments against Dr. Secret do this and he do that and call in and say this and that about him, you all will never, ever put me off track. I will answer every one of you in the ballot box the day of election. It doesn't have to be word to word. Try all what you all want to. Philip JP want to take us to court, Sky FM and things so they can quiet us down and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
That will not happen. But we will answer every one of you that are spreading rumors. I know you all have a very good propaganda machine. I know that.
Caller, you remember the statement that Philip JPM made at that press conference 2 days ago? He said he wants you all to remember that there's life after elections. Was that a threat? There's life after elections?
That is how I took it, but I only hope that he take it for himself. So it means that if they happen to, which they will not, if they happen to win the election, people like you and I, champagne ring the bell, they will come directly after us. What are they going to do? Take us and drop us into prison?
But you see, the thing is, there's life after elections for everybody.
For everybody. 16-1, the guys did a lot of nastiness, a lot of things to me. My vehicle back in my yard, you know. When the Babylon people were passing around and chanting, Tikwansi, Mama, and this, that, and the other. Stopped right by my home. One night, I just went, boop, I didn't go outside. When I got up the morning, the bottle had spread all at the back of my vehicle. They broke my back light in my yard. That to show you how wicked those people are. When they lose and they came back the 11-6, I was passing in town. Nobody had my truck. The people blocked the road when they saw me. I had no flag, nothing. But they know me. My name written on my truck. The people blocked me in front of the market, and they started jumping all over my truck, knocking the front of the truck. They dent it. Will I ever do that to somebody that's supporting SLP? And you're telling me today I have to sit down there and take the nonsense that they are doing? Let me tell you something. Once is a mistake, twice is a habit. I am not threatening anybody. But when you see I'm driving to Timon, I'm driving to my home. There's no speed bump on the road. No official speed bump by the government. I am driving to my home. I am not troubling nobody. I am asking Labour Party to stay far from me. Spread out your rumors on radio. Do all what you all want on Facebook. But I will answer you all in the ballot box. And you all will not intimidate me. I will continue my talk show. So the people that are saying is 1 and 2% I have. The day I have 5.6 case, the day I have 19 points and the 29.6 whatever case, they're not opening their mouth and say anything. Okay? I am doing something to the best of my ability. I don't come there to lie about anybody. My aim is to campaign, and that is what I am doing, to campaign to see that the UWP win that election and Labour Party doesn't win nothing at all. People meeting and they, hey, Chasne ka pe, modi uyo ka pe, si yo ka pe, les autres la tout parti. What is wrong with that? They say you should be ring the bell to go and beat your mouth on the radio. These are the kind of things that they are saying. They call in a talk show, they can never give a positive contribution. Not now I know about that land where they're going to build about, they are going to build the Dolphin back.
Yeah.
About that long time. One of my good friends, up to now, we are good friends in the Labour Party. He was the one that told me, boy, if you see that thing, when you see that thing on the stream, I can even give you a job. I said, I'm working on the Labour Party. When they give me a job, I work it. I'm not like some of the stupid people that say, I'm not like that. You understand? So they know, a lot of them, most of them know the corruption that was taking place in the Labour Party. And today all they can tell you about Shaftney. I listen to a talk show and I can count about 90-something times, Shaftney. Shaftney is there to stay. And Labour Party have to sit on that butt and wait for the announcement of election. They must wait. They can beat pan as much as they want. You can cross it and they must wait for the date of election. And I will answer them in the poll. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you for keeping it real. Folks, you know, I was having a conversation last night, and it's very revealing. And you don't have to agree, you don't have to disagree. Whatever you want to do, you can do. And just look at the time since elections last, in 2016. When you look at the St. Lucia Labour Party, every press conference they have called, every statement they have made, everything that the government has proposed, they have responded to negative. The roads, people don't eat roads. The schools, problems with schools. The airport can't be built like that. DSH, they have problems with DSH. Carbot, they have problem with Carbot. Sabwisha, they have problem with Sabwisha. They close the garbage dump, they have a problem with that. They built a new road that's eventually going to be going directly into the airport. They have a problem with that. They're working on St. Jude's. They have a problem with that. They desilting the dam. They have a problem with that. They're building the Wasco headquarters in Vieux-Fort. They have a problem with that. They're doing the water works in Grace. They have a problem with that. They're fixing the water in Dennery, places that haven't had water for ages. They have a problem with that. Denye bagay, the government reduced on license fees. They say it's not reduced enough. The same fees that they increased by 300%. Y'all didn't reduce it enough. They're every single, folks, COVID, they have a problem with that. Every single thing. You stop alcohol, they have a problem with it. You open back the sale of alcohol, they have a problem with it. You bring the horses in Vieux-Fort, you're going to make children gamblers by giving them ice cream. Every single thing you do. Shasne gone to Barbados, he ain't gone to Barbados. They put them on the committee to advise for COVID, Yotiye Koyola. Everything has been met with opposition. The COVID-19 Prevention and Control Bill, they walk out of the Senate. Yopavini. State of emergency, they oppose. Every single thing. SI, they find everything to criticize the SIs that have come out. What does that say to you? These guys have no intention of accepting anything, anyone, any statement, anyhow, anytime, anywhere that the government is involved in for the betterment of the people of St. Lucia. Now turn around now. Doom and gloom everywhere with those guys. Negativity. Now look at the government. Hope, working for the future, doing things for the future, for students, for children, for the elderly, for tourism, for jobs, for agriculture. Everything is moving towards the future, doing things to enhance St. Lucia's marketability, to enhance St. Lucia's production, the capabilities, the human resources in St. Lucia. Everything this government has been doing has been with a positive light. And everything of the opposition has been just that: oppose, oppose, oppose. Sakiwi vese buksala. And everything you see in their opposition is because they don't want you to look at the past. Everything they want you to do is to see this government as negative, to downplay everything the government has done in order for them to present themselves as the solution to the problem that they want to create, call investors leeches. Fight Cabot. Everything that you're doing to give people jobs. Ojo Labs. Fight Ojo Labs. I tell BPO, every investment a problem. But these same people, this same Kenny Anthony, wanted to give almost the whole of St. Lucia to Robert Ainsworth to do what? Bring investment. Any questions? The choice is clear. And what's their record to show? That the brain boxes to want to advise this government. I said it before and I say it again to Alan Chastain. Don't you dare listen to those guys. Destruction if you listen to their advice, if you pay any heed to anything that they want to tell you. Do not. Alan Chastain, do not listen to those guys. The guys had record unemployment but want to dictate how you get investors to get employment down in St. Lucia. Record numbers for tourism. It means the government is doing something right, dang nam it. Y'all couldn't open St. Jude's. Y'all couldn't even start the airport. But you want to give advice on those things. You want to, and not just advice, you want to dictate to the government how to do those things. Say, books are a hot mess here. The people of St. Lucia, do these guys believe that the people of St. Lucia are so deck, that they're so dotish, that they have malmened their cerveau so much that they can feed them with all this garbage? That the 3 B's principle that they employ day in every day on the people of St. Lucia, the 3 B's principle, bullshit baffles brains. That's what they've been pushing on you. And now tonight, today, last night, Richard Frederick exposed them for all they were worth in thinking that he was getting to Mark Maraj, that he was getting to the cabinet of ministers, in insinuating, in making you believe that there was something untoward, some underhand thing, some cocoa macaquerie going on. Lo and behold, looking into the past, the same past again that they don't want you to look into, lo and behold, it turns out that it was Kenny Anthony who acquired land that this government now has to pay after 8 years to facilitate an investor. The same investors similar to Cabot that he's saying investors should have their money and all of that from the SLP. Why he didn't ask the investor to purchase the land themselves down there? For what? The same thing they oppose again, a Dolphin Park. That is the hypocrisy, folks. That's the hypocrisy. That's the malmene of your cerveau. You see? That's what it is. And what happened last night is the exposure of all of this fluff and bluff. That they were the ones who started with Dolphin Parks in St. Lucia. They were the ones who acquired land to facilitate an investor to the tune of millions of dollars. Champagne is in the studio, folks.
Senator, good morning. Brother Norbert, Richard Frederick knew everything he was reading. He knew everything he was saying.
And he knew everything he left out.
He knew everything he left out. Richard Frederick did that to kill the SLP. That was not no attack. I mean, a man that's a lawyer, supposed to be very much educated, he's not just going to read something the same time he got it. So we know he had rehearsed that thing. Richard Frederick knew that thing was way back in 2013 when the United Workers' Party government was out of office 2 years. So what he read there was not to get at the United Workers' Party, it's to get at Kenny Anthony. Indirectly.
That was a smoke screen.
My brother, I mean, a 5-year-old kid could read between the lines. That was nothing to do. He knew everything, who acquired the lands, what date, what month, what year. So how could he not know?
And there are court documents that show everything else.
The man knew everything he read, and that was directed to the SLP, and I'll say no more on that.
Well, that's the man champagne, folks. I got to get out of here. I better get out of here. Thank you once again. This morning's morning edition of Keeping It Real with yours truly, right here with you. Thank you so much to all of you in the diaspora. Thank you so much to those of you in Barbados, in the UK, in Canada, in the US of A, in St. Martin, in the Netherlands, Barbados, yeah, I call Antigua, St. Kitts, St. Martin, Aruba, Trinidad, Cayenne, Martinique, Guadeloupe, the US Virgin Islands, and those of you in Germany, everywhere else. Too many to call. Too many. Thank you so much. All around St. Lucia, thank you so much for joining me once again. The man Champagne, well, I've eaten into his time. Champagne in the morning coming up. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope you have a wonderful weekend, folks. Have a lovely day. Oh, and just to tell you what's happening with the weather, don't forget bingo tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, right here on Sky FM. UWP bingo, the last one. $2,500 Casharoo's prize. One prize, $2,500 in gas vouchers. Lots of giveaways and wins for you tomorrow night, starting at 7 o'clock, right here on Sky FM. And it's going to be a windy morning today. That's right. Is it windy? Well, that's blown away. Sun's going to be playing hide and seek with the star, with the sky, with the clouds. Hide and seek between the clouds and the sun this morning, all the way into the afternoon. Current temperature in Castries is 81 degrees, going up to a high today of 86. Occasional light showers, but that's about it, folks. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend. I'm Norbert Williams. Bye-bye.
To be honest, I must say that this rep has truly represented her constituency. Of all the representation I've got in Mikud North, I must say that's the one who has really executed what she promised. Gail Rigobert promised schools for better education. She promised new roads. She promised better healthcare facilities. And under her leadership,